Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Y'all already know what it is. We got the bad guys in the building and we got Nino's Corner in the building. So we are going to have some good old-fashioned Red River trash talk. It's going to be a fun night. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We are about to bring the heat. It's going to be really, really fun. Also, shout out to our sponsor, BUSR. Y'all saw the little video clip at the up top. Shout out to sponsor BUSR, busr.com/fanatic. Best sports book, official sports book of Fanatic Perspective. We are outside. Also, we're going to have some promos coming up during NFL season. So, not just college football bets going in, Heisman bets, conference odds, all those things, but also like leading rusher, player prop bets, whole bunch of stuff. So if you play a lot of fantasy football, a lot of the bets and promos going on BSR will run right in your wheelhouse. So anyway, I'm excited to talk to you fellas. My friends over here on the wrong side of the 50. I mean, y'all love to be on the offensive when it comes to Texas. Especially Seth.
Oh,
running his mouth on social media. He's the loudest person when it comes to Texas football. I tell people all the time, Seth's one of the biggest Texas football fans out here that I know. I mean, honestly, I feel like Texas is your number one team. Then it's NC State. Then it's OU. Because I mean, if we pull tweet ratio, I don't see you ever talking about OU football. And I you know what? I would be reluctant to talk about OU football too if one of my beloved coaches was out here just, dropping N bombs and going off cuff in meeting rooms with young men, as we mold young men. So I just want to get y'all's perspective on Cale Gundy and what's going on up there, because I have my concerns. I have my concerns for the young brothers in the room, people that I care about. So I want to hear from other brothers. What is going on in Norman, Oklahoma? Please tell me.
I'll start off, Chris. So first of all, thank you once again for having us on this fantastic channel of yours. It's good to be back. Football's just around the corner. Amen. But as far as what Cale did for shame, it was truly unacceptable. And there was like a lot of debate in that 12 to 16 hours or so after he released a statement, where he explained it how he explained it, but then we got that second statement from Venables where the key part that everybody highlighted, that he said it not once but multiple times. Mm-hmm. That was the kicker that nobody could defend. And I mean, to be honest, I probably would have had some kind of explanation if it was truly just like a once and he just slipped and then even then it's still like, what the hell, dude? Like, you can't, you're a grown ass man, not to say it. But multiple times, it's he must have had like an out of body experience or something. And I mean, all I can say now at this point is that I'm just proud that Venables, as hard as that decision had to have been, he's upholding the standard that he's been preaching since day one, where nobody's above it and everybody's got to meet it. Players, coaches, he himself. I mean, everybody, fans, like it's. And I mean, we'll obviously get into the fans, but that's he did what he had to do. He had to do that, and he had to do it in the time that he did it. They didn't really waste any time. As soon as that broke, it seemed like within the next 24 hours, or at least 48, it was like already buried. As far as like,
I was gonna say, was it 20? Was it right away, or was it?
Well,
what was the
it was
time
like
frame?
If we're to believe what Cale originally said, how it was like, I think he said like last week. I think those were his words. It seemed like it was within a week. Then it seems like maybe Brent and maybe even above him, like Castiglione or Joe Harrows, to the school president. So people that were way higher up, however they caught wind of it, seemed like there was probably discussions being had over maybe a couple days, just from me trying to piece together the timeline. And so they were trying to handle it as quickly as possible because they didn't want it to linger longer than that. Like, because I feel like if they would have made the decision like the next day or that later that day, whenever it did truly happen, that probably would have, even if they came to the same result, it probably would have felt way too, out of haste. So I think they did their due diligence, and then they just came to a realization that they just can't have it. And then you combine that with what's happened at OU over the last few years. There were like several incidents with like professors and such, and then students where there's like all sorts of racial kinds of whether it's like slurs or just actions that are damning to the university and that there was just no other way they could handle it. So I mean, I don't see this as like any kind of a mark on Venables or the staff or the program. I think he handled it as he should have, and so I got no problem with it. I don't know. I know there's some people out there that are wanting more heads to roll, and then there's some OU fans that think Kale should be part of the program. But I'm totally on board with what happened.
So I appreciate that, Seth, and I appreciate like on some real like in terms of your perspective. A lot of people are asking for Chris's legal advice to chime in here. One of the proud graduates of Oklahoma State University. My father, a lot of people don't know, my father, when he came to this country from Cameroon, was a foreign exchange student to Stillwater, Oklahoma, into Oklahoma State, way back in the early 1980s. So it's good to see, somebody else that represents the Pokes in here. Go Pokes, Chris, right? Is that what y'all say over there?
Is that the best y'all got? Is that the best y'all got? Hey, Seth, now I don't want to downplay anything that you're saying, but I definitely want to say it just seems to me that the eyes of Texas are upon OU business, right? So, I mean, didn't we just go through this last summer with the eyes of Texas thing? Wasn't that a thing last summer? Yeah, it was. But, hey, look, unfortunate situation that you got to move past. It's difficult. It's hard to let go of Kel Gundy. Exactly.
It was 2 years ago, brother. Not last summer. It was 2 years ago. So let's get our timelines.
It still happened. It still happened. The eyes of Texas are still upon us. But either way, like I was saying, it's an unfortunate situation. It shouldn't have happened. It definitely can't happen. It's 2022. That stuff has to cease. Do I think there was malicious intent behind it? No. I just think that it was just an unfortunate situation that happened. It happened. It was handled. I believe the best way. They got ahead of it. He let go of the job. There was plenty of opportunities for him to, simply take a diversity class or this and that. No, he said that the best thing for the program was for him to go ahead and just remove himself completely. So that's gone. It's not a non-issue. It's still an issue, and it's something that they're going to have to, talk to these recruits about and all the rest of that. But at the same time, it's over with. So, I mean, next point. Nick, you like you got something going on.
Nah, I'm reading the
yeah.
But
I was just reading that.
But honestly, did he get in front of it and take himself out of that situation? Like just for the better of the program, or did he get in front of it and take himself out because he knew that once that got out, he was going to be fired?
I mean,
well,
I was just going to say, like, here's the thing. So, I mean, it's so many different reports about it, to be honest with you. And I mean, there's still more to the story, but I mean, it's just, I think that in this situation here, that's what they can handle it. I mean, think about this. Go back a few years back to the whole SAE thing with that frat house that, that video dropped or leaked or whatnot. Yes. I mean, when you think of the history of it with kind of like things going on, you're always going to just nip it right there in the bud. That's just kind of how they do it. And you're hoping that this is kind of the precedent set for other schools. So it's not, we'll give you 2 or 3 chances. No, it's like right then and there, like, hey, we're not saying that you're a cancer, but at the same time, this can't happen.
Yeah, my whole thing with it is, if he felt that comfortable saying it with the kids and reading it, I mean, something I would think would trigger in his mind as he's so-called reading somebody's iPad that's that word that I should not say. So I don't know. My thing was, if he was that comfortable saying it multiple times, like how many times is he saying that around his dinner table? How many times is he saying that with his wife? How many times is he saying that with his brother? Mike Gundy, and we know about his tactics or his issues a couple years ago, and having his star tailback not wanting to play on the team unless he came out and apologized, right, for wearing that shirt and making those comments, right? So was that a one-time slip up, or is that a family trait? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
It's just
Nick.
that.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Come on,
I'm
Nick.
just saying.
You better than that, Nick. Come on, man.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
no, I'm
the
being
same
for real.
thing. No, go back. Come on, you better than that, Nick. You better than that, Nick. Come on, man.
I'm gonna say this. My stepdad is Italian, and there's no way in hell he's married to my mom for 26 years. There's no way in hell if the word came up. Oh hell no! What? Because if I didn't slap him, my mom was gonna slap him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no way. So I'm just saying, if you are able to do that in front of your a football team, which is comprised of more than 70% African Americans, right? Like, how often are you saying that behind closed doors? That's all I'm saying. People can smile on your face and say one thing, you know what I'm saying, and go behind closed doors and do a whole separate thing. So I'm just saying, if you were that comfortable saying that in front of a bunch of black players, how many times have you said that behind closed doors? That's my opinion.
Hey, I just want to jump in here real quick. Chili, I know it's getting close to football season because Chili's over here in the chat and giving money. So thank you for the donation. He said Kelly has given LSU media what you're looking for at funny. Now, Chili, welcome back. You've been with us since we played LSU. It's good to see the rival fans that join us along the way. I will say this. I'm very, very happy and pleased we were able to have an open practice this past Tuesday. The Nash is in here due to Yeoman's effort putting those clips together and getting the all 22 for us, and just all the fan contribution, everybody that turned out. Great stuff. Love the access. And Sark talked about it today about the energy, and I think it was an overwhelmingly net positive. So I'm glad we got the access stuff out the way. What I've seen coming from LSU camp is different, though, and it's on a regular basis. So kudos to you guys, but Chili, that's all the time I'm going to spend on it. I hope you burn in hell, and we kick your ass this year.
Thanks for your money.
Thanks for your money.
Message.
Cameron Rutt. Let's see here. And when I say burn in hell, I'm talking about football wise. Y'all know what I mean. Real life. Been listening to it. Look, I got this at the Fort Worth Stockyards, Cameron. So where was it? I forgot which store. It's like one of those little shops on the side when you walk down when they bring the Longhorn down the road. But I bought it there in Fort Worth. Anyway, no, I think you guys, we said we wanted to talk about this for some time. We've discussed it in our group chat that we have. And so I think as we go, like Chris said, going to the next topic, but it is something we wanted to address and make sure that, brothers weren't running from the conversation and all of those good things. So as we get to the fun stuff, Seth, so what is your honest opinion? Be honest with the people. You're saying Texas is a 6-win football team? Like, where do I have you on the record for Texas going into the 2022 season? I just want to be explicitly clear.
So and now I'm going to be factoring in, the developments with Angelau and Nayer. So I'm factoring those in now as well as I'm about to explain my true and honest opinion of what I think Texas is going to do in 2022. I'd say 6-6. Honestly, I would say that's kind of like the median. But like if we're talking like floor and ceiling, I
hope you guys are recording this right now.
Record it. I'll even give a little pause just to kind of let that nowhere to cut it.
Y'all make sure y'all record what he about to say. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Seth.
I think it's very well within the realm of possibility that Texas goes 5-7 again. I'm not going to pick them to go 5-7. I've actually on record. I've even got tweets, so you can go and bookmark those as well. That Texas will go 6-6 this season, and so it'll be an improvement on 2021. It'll be step in the right direction for Steve Sarkisian. I think 7-5 is like kind of like your overwhelming success. I really see 7-5 as kind of like that's like if you get there, you could probably retain most of that 2023 recruiting class. Probably not Arch Manning though, but and then there's going to be some defections, but you'll retain most of it, like 75-80% of it. But there's no way that this Texas team is going to win 8 games. Period. There's just not. It's 7 is the hard ceiling.
No way.
No,
I just want to make sure we're clear.
Just clear. No way. And you can even include a bowl game. There's not. If they go into the bowl game 7-5 or 7-4, or I guess 7-5.
7-5. They going out 7-6.
7-6 is going to be the final record. So.
Here we go.
Hey, we got that written down, right, Nino?
I got it. I got it mentally up here. I got receipts.
Hey, I've been in Texas Spaces before, and I was actually in one yesterday.
This isn't Texas Spaces though.
No, but
Spaces,
I'm just saying.
Texas,
I'm gonna tell y'all what
are not rational fans.
No, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I told them yesterday. I won't say when it happens. I won't say I told you so. So I promise you that. I promise I won't tweet that out. I promise.
All right. Before I let Nino counter, I do want to give a shout out to Dylan Alexander. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Nino and the video he made about, if you haven't seen it, we need to link that down there. You can go check that out so you guys can get in on the joke. Thank you for the super chat, Dylan. Really appreciate it. Nino, tap in.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm going to tap in on this one. Oh, man. How do I want to start off with this? We went 5-7 last year. We led in 4 of those 7 losses going into, the second half of the game. I think this offense is going to have a lot more firepower this year. I do. I think we got a better, group of wide receivers. I think our tight ends are definitely better. I think our tight ends are going to stretch the field this year, not like Cade Brewer and not like Jared Wiley. They didn't stretch the field. I think their average depth was probably 5 to 7 yards per throw, so they couldn't get deep at all. So I think our offense is going to be much better, even with the young offensive linemen. I'm just going to be honest. If you're better than the person in front of you, you're not too young to play. You're ready to play. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'd rather have a guy out there who might be 18 years old, who is better than the guy who has been out there for 3 years. Because if you've been out there for 3 years and not producing, then what are we doing here, right? So we got, like Kelvin Banks Jr., DJ Campbell. Those guys are highly touted guys. And, 9 times out of 10, they go to any other school as well. They're going to be starting, right? So, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to say, and I've been on the record, 8-4. I think we go 8-4 this year just because our offense is going to be much better. I think our defense is going to be improved. Seth, I'm telling you, I think our defense, all we need to do is field an average defense this year. That's it. I'm not looking for a top 30, a top 25 defense. I'm looking for a top 65 defense this year. If Texas had an average defense last year, they go 9-3 easy. I think with the addition of Tucker Dorsey playing linebacker, couple that with Jalen Ford at the linebacker, we can move Overshawn, around, make him our chess piece, get him the blitz because he's a hell of a blitzer. This is his first full off season this year, because he's never had a full off season at linebacker, always been hurt. But this year he finally put on the weight. He's up to, I think, 235, right, Steven? So he's at a good size now for linebacker and off the edge as well. So I think Texas is going to go 8-4 this year. I think that we're going to go into the Cotton Bowl. We'll be 4-1 going into the Cotton Bowl.
Hey, but before Chris responds, Fishy's calling you out here, Seth. He said he's got some receipts. Do you want to address Fishy's comment?
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, I think 11-1 is right in that sweet spot though of where OU could go. I like to talk about floor and ceiling, and so I'll preface it this way: if Dylan Gabriel plays all 12 regular season games, OU isn't losing less than 10 games. They're going 10-2 at minimum. If he plays all 12 regular season games, 10-2 minimum. And with a chance to go, 11-1, that's like right in between 10-2 and 12-0. I never pick 12-0 because it's college football. That's unrealistic. But I'm a realistic person, so 11-1, that's kind of right where that sweet spot. And that one loss for the record too. Just I think I feel like it's going to be one of those games that OU shouldn't lose, like at TCU, because that's like the week right before OU.
God bless, Seth. You just said you're a realistic person.
Yeah.
God bless. I mean, this man came in here with the Wycliffe on today, and I was like, you know what? I had a feeling. I was like, man, this brother, you need to link the what in the chat for whoever your new supplier is, brother. Because that's some good ish you got going on up there.
I know people think I'm just doing it just for like the clicks and everything, but like if I was like talking into a vacuum, this is exactly what I would say. Like
I hear you.
I got burner accounts. That I say the same thing. It just doesn't get engagement. But I mean, this is how I really feel. Like I'm because I'm watching the trends. Like you say, I'm the Texas #1 fan, or Texas is my favorite team. Well, there's a reason I pay attention to Texas so well. I think I know how Texas is going to do because I am so dialed into that program.
Seth, Texas is on your timeline more than OU, and you're about to have 2 degrees from OU. That is not healthy. It's not healthy. Texas is on your mind more than OU is.
Hold on, let's get to the pokes up top. What you got, Chris?
So first off, I was on a show a while ago. I mean, Nick, we just had an honest conversation, man. We had a good conversation, and I even said, man, look, the ceiling for this Texas team is probably around 9-3. Then Nayor happened. Then the reports came out about a whole bunch of other stuff. And I was just like, you know what? 7-5 is sitting. That looks really good on y'all. So I listened to Nick. I watched Nick's videos, and I'm just thinking to myself, first off, look, I know that you're in love with Jatavius. He's a question mark. We don't know what the hell he's going to be. We get Billingsby. I mean, it seems like every other practice we hear about his hamstring or he just can't muster character issues. You see what happened with Ajay Hall against the Bama recruits and the coaches don't work for you guys. Mullet Boy's a freshman. I mean, let's just throw that out there. There's only one man. You know what? I'll say that. Nayor is out. Let's just be real. Now you guys are going to go to Whitting. Is he supposed to step up as your number 2? I was in Twitter Spaces today, and they were talking about that Amari kid or Amar kid. It's like, well, hopefully he can take his brace off, and he could be what he was supposed to be. And I'm sitting there just like, okay, here we go with the what ifs. Speaking of what ifs, Nick talks about a lot of what ifs. Edge rush, this and that about the edge. You want a top defense coming off of last year with what y'all were doing?
I didn't say a top. Nope. Stop it. Nino did not say a top defense. My exact words. What did I say, Steven? If this defense can be average, meaning 65, they go
Who the hell is playing opposite of Ryan Watts? That's the question. What y'all have a young secondary still. Y'all
Jameson's playing opposite. Jameson, 5th-year senior Jameson is playing opposite of him. Anthony Cook's playing the safety, and a combination of Jaron Thompson and Crawford are playing safety as well. So it's not a very inexperienced defensive backfield. Anthony Cook, this is going to be his senior year as well. Thompson is his junior year, if I'm not mistaken. Jameson is senior year, and Ryan Watts, who you're very high on, Chris. I think you said you're very high on Watts. Okay, so we're not at Jameson. We are not an inexperienced defensive backfield. So that was your point that we're inexperienced, and I just named you that 3 of the guys back there are juniors or better. So where's the inexperience?
Okay, and guys that we didn't hear a lot from. So going back to your running back room, obviously you guys probably had the best running back in college football. Nobody's going to fight you on that. Everybody's in your chat talking about Roshan this. I hear Jonathan Brooks this. We all know see them because Sark notoriously likes a bell cow back. So the only time that we get to see those is whenever Bijan is injured, and that's something that you got to think about too.
Chris, is that a bad thing to have the best running back in the country on the field all 3 downs. Is that a bad thing?
I'm not going to say
Because
that it's a bad thing, but I'm going to say that he's injury prone, and that may not be a great thing against Bama's defense. But
it's not a bad thing to have the best running back in the country down there for 3 downs.
Hold on, timeout. Who's injury prone? You said
Bijan's injury prone. Is he not? Is he not?
I mean, he's a lot more reliable health wise than Dylan Gabriel is. If we're talking about 11 Gabriel, I don't want to hear people who are relying on Dylan Gabriel talking about who's injury prone. Knock it off.
Your running back takes hits. Go back to his freshman year against T-Tech. Then go back to last year. He got his arm broken.
Chris, he had a broken elbow.
He had a broken elbow last year, but his freshman year, he wasn't hurt. Okay. Yeah, he had to hit, but he wasn't hurt. It's football. You know, like he played the next week. He played the next week.
Also, let me put it to you this way. I feel good. Let's say that if you believe Bijan Robinson is injury prone, then you have to agree with me that Dylan Gabriel's injury prone, right?
Very much so, because he's missed the season, right?
So let me get to my point. If we're gonna be even there, who do you trust more, the backup running backs at Texas or the backup quarterbacks at OU? You tell me.
I don't know, because I haven't really seen anybody outside of Roshan. So Bevel, the Pittsburgh transfer may be just like Roshan, where he's a
Davis Bevel.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I thought that was a type of pencil. So I wasn't aware that this individual was a quarterback.
So speaking of that, let me.
And the Evers family is going to be very upset with you talking about Davis Bevel or whoever this person
Bevel's
is.
the running back, right, Chris? Is he the running back? Or
what about General Booty?
Hey, General Booty.
If y'all want to talk quarterbacks, let's talk quarterbacks then. So
all the reports is looking like
y'all got to put Booty in, bro.
Yeah, we put some booty.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but I'm just saying this right now. It looks like your boy Quinn is probably not going to start. And I've been trying to tell y'all from the get-go.
Don't speak on things you do not know, my friend.
Oh, don't speak on things that I don't know?
Chris,
okay.
I trust.
Well, I'll speak on something that I do know. I'll speak on something that I do know, okay? There is one thing that is redeemable about Texas this year. And this is the only way that you guys will be able to reach 9-3 or possibly a Big 12 championship. And that is if we play this man right here in Card we trust. Okay? Because I'm letting you down. Hudson Card is the best option that y'all got at quarterback. I'm trying to tell y'all he's going to be there and he's going to be able to save that offensive line. Your offensive line is still ass. They're not even average. They're ass. Let's just be real. Campbell could come out there. He may pop for y'all, but he's a freshman. Remember that. And it's a big learning curve for offensive linemen, especially the freshmen. I'm telling you now, if you want to save this season, Hudson Card is most likely your answer. Y'all are going to flip-flop quarterbacks this entire year, just like you did last year. And then guess what's going to happen? RJ is going to bring his ass into the fold. And guess what? That's just going to complicate matters then. And then what's going to happen with your boy Malik Murphy, who everybody seems like y'all are pretty bullish on, but nobody else around the country gives a damn. I'm just saying, man. 7-5 is probably the best that y'all are going to do.
You literally have a pencil as your backup quarterback, and you're over here talking to me about Malik Murphy. And you know what's funny? You're talking about people who are bullish about all these other people and who's not and who is this. Malik Murphy, last I checked, finished second in the Elite 11 competition, which y'all said didn't matter.
And he's not going
to see the Jackson Arnold wins the Elite 11 competition. All of a sudden, the Elite 11 is all this.
He won't see the field at Texas ever.
So that's Corey. We're gonna get to OU in a second. I want to finish on Texas.
Steven, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Let me just get this point off, man.
Go ahead,
Steven. I didn't mean to interrupt you. So, Chris, you said our offensive line was trash, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Our offensive line allowed 26 sacks last year. Your offensive line allowed 33 sacks.
Oh my God!
No, listen, Chris. Let me finish my statement.
Where did y'all finish?
Let me finish my statement.
Let's stay on track, Chris.
Let me finish my statement. And what did I tell you guys last time? You know, look, Alabama's offensive line allowed 41 sacks last year. All that's overcome by a quarterback who was transcendent. You guys had a transcendent quarterback in Caleb Williams last year who was able to come back, do great things to win you guys games. All that stuff on the offensive line can be erased with a quarterback who is transcendent. You guys have had transcendent quarterbacks for the last decade. It is what it is. I give you guys props for that. You guys don't have Caleb Williams who can escape pressure this year with Dylan Gabriel. He's not Caleb Williams, folks. So you guys allow more sacks on your line than Texas did. So if we're garbage, then what is your offensive line? With a transcendent quarterback. And with that transcendent quarterback, he was able to get outside the pocket and run, steal the ball from the guy in Kansas to win you guys the game in the last minute. Those are the small plays that a Heisman candidate quarterback can do to help you win games. Now, if you had an average quarterback behind your line last year, like Spencer Rattler, then you guys would have probably been 8-4 last year, or possibly 7-5.
Hey, I have at least 3 points that I can make of why OU's O-line is going to perform better than it did last year. One, right off the bat, Jerry Schmidt coming back, strength and conditioning coach, used to be at OU, was at Texas A&M. Now he's back. Them dudes are actually lifting weights now, so they're going to be stronger. That's one. Another, with Lebby back, with Lebby calling the plays now, the run game, there's going to be a different kind of focus on the run game that there was before. And also, if you look back at last season with OU, they only had like 2 scholarship running backs going into the season with all the attrition and whatnot that they had. So there was like almost like a hesitance from Riley to even want to run the ball. So if you're passing it more, therefore you're probably going to, work yourself into more sacks. And also the tempo that Lebby's running is going to it's going to lend itself to less sacks as well, because he's going to be gassing the other defense so much they're not going to be able to just dig their heels in and tee off. So I'm telling you, those sack numbers are going to go way down. And there's still a lot of experience on the OU O-line, whether it's in an OU uniform or not. There's a lot of experience along that line. But you just can't say the same thing about the Texas O-line. A lot of those dudes have never even been in a college game. And they're like 3 of them are probably going to be starting. I see Big Swole Billy Bowman, future first team All Big 12 on my screen right now. That's that dude.
Yeah. Can we address this?
I get it.
Oh my gosh, man.
Can we address this?
He must have never seen.
Why the hell do you look at safety looking like this, Seth?
He's about to make his own clip against Bijan.
He don't remember Taylor Mays, the Landry kid from LSU. He don't remember guys like that. He just started watching football. He's a casual.
No.
You're gonna make.
So what happened to LaRon Landry when LaRon Landry got this big? What happened to LaRon Landry? You tell me, Chris. When he got big like this,
I'm just saying,
Landry did not look like this at LSU, Chris.
Hey, but Billy Bowman, he's moving better than he did last year as well. So it's not like he just got big and now he's slow.
He doesn't even look like he can lift his arms over his head.
And actually, he actually looks bigger.
He looks like a Goomba. What is this, Super Mario Brothers? Are you kidding me? This is unacceptable. Talking about Schmitty back. Schmitty got the boys in shape. What the hell is that? Brother is on the Joe spam.
You want to know what's unacceptable? This came across my desk too. I want to show y'all something. What is this? What is this?
Hey, NIL.
It's like a football inside your mouth. HEB should take this off the damn shelves right now.
Chris,
y'all need to throw this.
I am saying, how are you hating on another black man getting money?
Getting his money. How you hating that man getting a check?
Get your money, black man. What are you talking about, Chris?
Get your money, drive your Lambo, and go in the first round.
Think about that.
Y'all just mad. If y'all would have gave Caleb some more NIL deals, he'd still be a damn quarterback.
Nick, I want you to go to HEB tonight, right? I want you to go to HEB tonight. Stick your hand inside that thing and put it out and tell me if it tastes like a touchdown. You just tell me. Because that just don't sit right with me.
What he has products and making money?
Sir.
God. Come on, man.
This man that got NIL deals making money?
Come on,
y'all mad? Y'all mad because the man got money?
NIL deals?
Y'all hating, man. Y'all hate because the man got product in the store. Boy, y'all something else, man. Y'all tearing that man down. You need to be worried about your coaches.
I'm with that deal, though. I would have taken that mustard.
I would have said thank you. His name's Bijan. Come on, man. You got some great papon. I got Bijan. Come on, man.
You ain't lying, brother.
Come on,
You
Chris, you
stupid.
hating, man. You straight hating.
Ain't no-
Hey, Seth, but to get back to your point.
Yeah.
So, I'm going through your OU stats last year, right? And you saying that you guys didn't run the ball as much. You guys ran the ball 448 times last year and had 398 pass attempts. So you guys were a balanced offense and ran the ball more than you passed the ball last year. So that
I'm talking
thing
about
us passing the ball more, and that's why we had more sacks because we passed the ball more. No, you actually ran the ball more than you passed the ball last year. So that's another.
But to start the season though, it was not that way at all. Like they had to build up to that, and then once they had dudes back, once they were able to get Marcus Major back from academic inability, and just like start to get healthier.
Well, I'm going to say like this. No, you guys ran the ball more last year.
I mean,
once you had your transcendent quarterback in the game, who's at USC right now. That's when you guys started running the ball more.
Let me jump in here and just end this.
I'm just saying that's when you guys started running the ball more.
What Nick is not understanding here is football. Let's talk football for once. All right. Zone scheme. It's going to be a way different scheme. Last year, you saw, even with our offensive line, as you say, they're terrible and they're bad. When we got to that zone scheme, okay, that zone scheme was perfect. Go back to the K-State game. I tell everybody each and every time. Nick, we talked about this plenty of times. If you want to see the real OU team under Lincoln Riley last year, go back to the K-State game. That was probably the best game that they played all year. Why? Because they had the zone scheme and you were able to run the ball effectively. Okay. This year, you're going back to that scheme. It's simplified. It's a simplified scheme for the offensive line. And this year, with Beating Bo is going to be able to play the guys he wants, and they feel really good about a lot of guys out there. So I'm just letting you know, if you're just talking football, that's the biggest point right there, and that's going to be the biggest difference this year, Nick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was laughing at that comment that was down. Hey, put that comment back up, Steven. Put that comment back up.
Which one?
This one? Yeah, right there. Chris, read that. Read that. Take notes.
I can't believe you as a lawyer, as an Oklahoma State University graduate, as somebody who's very successful in life, chose to get on my stream and hate on another brother for getting his money. Bag.
This man getting the check.
Hey, y'all keep it coming. If that's the best y'all got, that's the best y'all got.
I know that is a low.
You'd already use your trump card, so when I come at you a little bit harder next time, just realize you ain't gonna have nothing else to live on.
Oh, child, please. I got all kind of receipts. Don't worry.
I got
unfortunately. Hold on. Let me make this point.
I'm from Shreveport.
Unfortunately, I care more about Billy Bowman than you guys do. Because I'm smart enough to understand when something is wrong and something ain't right. Okay. So look, you see guys like that, they get big that fast, all that. Billy Bowman was a guy who was one of the most explosive kids, punt returners, special team guys, DBs, receiver, everything out of Denton Ryan coming out of high school. Unbelievable high school tape. And I'm not the guy that, because there's some people here in the chat, and there might some people be here on the stream like that. I don't know. But there's some people that flip on kids that they like after they don't come to their school. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Y'all saw I put out, look, the brother that went over to LSU, right? The Harold Perkins, how good he looks. And some of these kids that don't pick Texas, but they go to another school and they look CeeDee Lamb, like I don't hate on kids like that. I really, really don't. If you a baller, you're a baller. I want the best for Billy, and I'm worried about Billy. I don't want to hear about a torn pec. Okay.
A torn tricep.
Torn tricep.
I mean, did you hear what Brent Venables said about Billy yesterday, like 2 days ago?
What did he say? He's a good middle linebacker.
Yes. He singled him out. He even said that. He's like, if I'm going to single out one guy that's been, been playing the best, on defense periods across the defense, is Billy Bowman. Like he said he's been playing the best, most consistent ball throughout practice, throughout fall camp, throughout the summer. So I mean, he bulked up, but that didn't hurt his game at all. He's playing at a level that he hasn't been playing at yet.
And you know what? When he got stiff arm into oblivion, he got stiff arm into the multiverse.
Hey, Seth,
he had to go get that weight on in.
Hey, Seth,
weight
When
on
you
the
get
boy.
stiff arm like that,
Seth,
I agree with this comment. It motivated him. It motivated him.
hey,
You know, to
Seth,
fight the bully. I
But
get it.
Steven, in his defense, he's a true
let's
freshman
chill for a
last year.
second, and let's let them tell us why Texas is going to actually be good this year. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to hear what Steven has to say.
Yeah, if you don't. So first off, actually, you know what? You talked about scheme with OU, and I got really excited. I got really, really excited because I actually want to talk about OU, if you don't mind.
Oh,
Because
God. see,
hold on. Just hear me out for a second. All right, it's my channel, damn it. Hear me out. Seth said 11-1 is the ceiling. I heard, which means
I said that's the sweet spot. 12-0.
That's the sweet spot. Okay,
12-0
so
was the ceiling. 11-1 is like in between the ceiling and the floor, which 10-2 is the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think you're a playoff team? First year,
no doubt.
First
Easy.
year under Brent Venables, we're a playoff team. Got it.
Like second
First year head coach.
Yep.
First year head coach, right?
Yeah.
First time
Right,
ever
yeah.
being a head coach.
Okay. Here's the thing. Concern-wise, is it fair for me, if we want to talk scheme and really talk ball right now, y'all are running the veer and shoot. Jeff Lebby wants to run tempo. He wants to go fast. We know Ole Miss last year under Jeff Lebby was 118th, I believe, in time of possession. So please explain to me that marriage, if you want to be elite on defense, but this guy over here is running at a mock speed. And granted, it all works out if you score. If you're scoring, really doesn't matter. I get it. However, those 3 and outs with the quickness, those, we're not getting the first down. Is there no concern about the marriage of tempo and how you want to play defensively, especially considering you have a defensive-minded head coach in his first year? Does he understand how to marry his defense with an offense like that wants to move at that pace? Because I have seen so many coaches as a head coach struggle with marrying pace with marrying, hey, I don't want my defense having to play 80, 85 snaps. So is that not a legitimate concern?
No,
tell me why I'm tripping.
That's the inherent risk reward that comes with an up tempo offense like that. And we saw it with Lincoln Riley when he first got here, when he was a coordinator at OU. He wanted to go a lot faster, but over his time, especially as he became a head coach, he realized that because he wasn't working with like a great defense to begin with, but then he was, by putting them on the field even more often, whether it's because he's scoring too quickly or he's getting off the field too quickly, he knew that he had to change that approach. And that might be something that Brent Venables is going to have to, kind of stick it, stick his neck out and actually kind of tell Lebby or whoever's running the offense in the future to kind of pull the reins a little bit. But I think it just comes with the territory of an up tempo offense like that. You're going to have to deal with it. Like
Seth. So what you just said, Brett Venables is going to have to find that balance with Jeff Lebby. If you're saying a team is going 11-1, if you're saying you're going 11-1, then there has to be some margin. Where's the margin?
Steve,
do you see what I'm saying?
No,
they're going 11-1 because they're just
Seth, I got this.
They're better than everyone on the schedule. Period.
Seth, he's taking your words out of context. Basically, that's what Steven is doing. Steven is trying to egg on. Steven, come on. Game situations, all the rest of that. Sark want to go fast too. Sark definitely want to go fast, but you saw he had to figure it out on the fly.
That's incorrect. That is incorrect. Sark doesn't necessarily always want to go fast. Sark likes to take shots. Okay? That is two different things. Sark will score fast because he can score in one or two plays.
Is that game situation.
Tempo is totally different. You know that.
Lebby likes to get up fast, and he likes to run the ball and kill you with the run. That is his style. That's what he really wants to do. When he comes to OU,
that's the browse there and
being
shoot.
at
We're all
OU, being
familiar
at
with
OU
it.
now, he's not with Kiffin anymore. You got to put him into the equation too. You're putting a lot of onus on just Levy and not even putting Kiffin in the situation. Kiffin's the head coach there. So it's not like Levy's just, oh yeah, I just want to run a gun. I want to run a gun. He's over here coordinating
I disagree.
his plans with the head coach. So
Chris,
going to the game time, like I said, when you get to game situations and game speed, all the rest of that stuff, it's going to pan itself out. You're going to figure out, okay, here's the tempo that we actually need to go at. What do you think halftime Oh, I'm sorry, y'all don't know halftime adjustments because y'all blow leads and y'all can't finish. That seems to be a problem.
Okay,
for y'all.
Chris,
Not for us.
This is something beyond Texas. This is something I'm talking about football in general right now. And you guys have your OU blinders on and you're not listening.
Yeah,
you're not
pull
listening.
Up some receipts on this too, but go ahead.
You're not listening.
Go ahead.
So I want to make this point before I pass it to Nino. To me, having somebody like Lane Kiffin actually helps Jeff Lebby more because he's an offensive-minded head coach. He wants to be more aggressive. Defense, I'm telling you, first of all, you guys cannot speak in absolute because we have never seen Brent Venables coach a football game. So there is no absolute. And you both know that. There is no absolute.
Y'all have y'all fans out there talking about Texas is going to win this and win that and go to the Big 12, and you have a coach who absolutely
that is not us.
9 games in a season.
That is not us. I'm talking about what you said.
Chris, you got to look at the context too now. This dude, let's keep it honest. He took an 0-12 team to 9-4 in 5 seasons. Not many coaches are taking a team that didn't win a game to going 9-4 in 4 or 5 seasons. It just is what it is.
Bro?
No, but it's the truth. It
don't matter. That does not
matter. Yes, it does. You got to look at the context because you got to start building your team. You got to 0-12.
If we're going to do that, then y'all are going to discredit Venables' 26 years of a coaching experience and winning.
No, he's as a defensive coordinator. I'm talking about running the show, Chris. It is different with being a guy who's responsible for one side of the show and a guy who is running the entire show. It's just like you at your law firm. It's a difference from.
It seems like
guy
to me, Saul was better as a D.
Let me freaking talk. Let me talk. The guy who runs your firm, who owns the firm, he's the CEO. He's running it. You run a portion, right? So it's different running and managing everybody.
I got my own thing.
Well, great.
Let's get it right. Get it right now.
Well, good. But hey, I'm just trying to relate this to it's different when you have to run one side of the show, and it's different when you have to run the entire show. And I think we've seen that you guys have a coach that's not really that seasoned. I'm not saying that like nothing's wrong with Venables. OU makes great hires. And you guys have heard me say that. I'm not worried about OU's hires. You guys make really good hires. But your head coach now, he's not a media guy for one thing. You know, the throat goat comments, all that shit. You know, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Like, he doesn't know. This is when you have a guy who is not a seasoned coach and who hasn't been in that moment yet. You don't know what to say in those moments. You don't know what to do in those moments. It's one thing to see Dabo do it. It's one thing to do it. You know, it just is what it is. But getting back to the veer and shoot offense, is what Steven was saying about them being ranked 118th last year at Ole Miss in offensive time of possession. Go back and look at their defense last year. It was ranked 2 spots above Texas's defense last year. They were 98 in the country.
Look at the record.
Go back and look at UCF. When Dylan Gabriel's last year there, they were 6-4. And their defense was ranked number 91st.
He was what, Seth? What'd you say, Seth?
I said he was hurt. You said Dylan Gabriel's last year at UCF?
No, hold on. No. I'm sorry. No, his last year where he played, last year that he played in 2020 when he had 3,600 yards of passing. Okay. They went 6-4, right? They went 6-4, and that defense was ranked 91st in the country.
That's
so
UCF
I think what Steven is starting to say is,
That's UCF athletes, though. He playing with Oklahoma athletes now.
Oh God! But they're playing at the FCS level. They're not playing in Power 5. No. They're not. Look. They were playing at the FCS level. They weren't playing Power 5 competition. I'm sorry, not FCS competition. They were playing at the Group of 5 and not Power 5. All right, so I don't want to hear about you got Oklahoma Town. I don't want to hear that shit. Let's be honest. They had a 6-4 record. They had the number 91st ranked defense in the country because their offense is so fast. Ole Miss last year, 97 ranked defense in the country because they scored so fast, which they didn't really score a ton of points last year, which we'll talk about that later. But they scored so fast, 97 ranked defense in the country. They had a quarterback that was a Heisman finalist quarterback, and that's what they were able to overcome some of those things. What was their record last year? What was Ole Miss? 9-4, 9-3?
No, I think they won 10 games because it was like the first season in forever that Ole Miss won 10 games. So I think they got to 10.
Was it 10? It was 10 with the bowl game, right?
Probably. No, because they lost to Baylor in the bowl game.
That's right. So they were a 10-3 team last year, right?
I believe so.
I want to add to what Nino's saying, but I want to make one quick caveat. Shout out to BUSR, official sponsor, official sportsbook, official betting partner, Fanatic Perspective. Shout out to my man Fishy for mentioning BUSR. We got promos coming here soon. NFL on the way, college football. Put your Heisman bets in. Seth, Chris, please put your money. Go to BUSR on me. Put your money on Dylan Gabriel. Go ahead. Y'all tell me in the chat what his odds are. If you know what's up, if you're rocking with the BSR family, take advantage of the Sports 100 FP promo code and get 100% match on all initial deposits within the first 24 hours. So if you put up 150, we'll give you 150 back to go and put money on Dylan Gabriel, and I will thank you kindly. Now, I want to make this point to Nino, to what Nino just said, because Seth said, and I've been taking notes and I'm trying to follow along with the discussion here, but I want to make sure I'm clear. So Nino was talking about pace and giving you examples of defenses struggling married with the veer and shoot, especially with Jeff Lebby. Your pushback, Seth, was not OU talent on the defensive side, correct?
Not OU talent and not OU coaching.
And not OU coaching. Okay, cool. So 2019, now granted, this is not veer and shoot, but it's tempo. So I'm going to give you an example of a team that played fast, was trying to score quickly, running a whole bunch of plays, allowing their defense to play a lot. 2019 LSU. Let's go through their defensive depth chart real quick. Grant Delpit, who won the Thorpe, Christian Fulton, Derek Stingley Jr., who's a top 3 pick, Clavion Chason, who's a first-round pick, Jacob Phillips, who's a Cowboy, Patrick Queen, who was a first-round pick, Tyler Sheldon, Rashard Lawrence, and Glenn Logan, Neil Farrell Jr., and Siaki Ika was the backup nose, who's now all Big 12 at Baylor. That was 2019 LSU defense. And one of the conversations that they had to have in the middle of the season was what? We need to slow it down. We have to protect our defense. As good as that group was, with all of those players, y'all make fun of Sam Ehlinger and call him a fullback and call him all these names, and we were slicing those dudes up, right? And to the point where they said we cut the AC off. So I'm telling you, when you are on the field like that, I don't want to hear about coaching or talent. That goes across football. You only have so many plays in your defense. When Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, because they were the only people that really, really put something on the Georgia defense, it's because of the amount of plays.
You saw Jordan Davis could make it through the half.
What's funny is like I think the last time they saw the veer and shoot is when Bryce Petty was getting in that ass, back in those days. So I mean, I don't know. It seems like y'all look.
Hey, I will say this: but Steven, you were talking about the LSU defense, and we look at that, that 2019 defense and those dudes. They had a bunch of NFL talent. This OU defense I can name at least like 5 dudes that are going to be playing in the league when they're after.
You have a Derek Stingley Jr. over there?
I mean, Woody Washington is pretty good.
Whoa! No. That wasn't a question. He asked, "Do you have a Derek Stingley Jr. on your team right
Derek
now?"
Stingley doesn't grow on trees.
I don't want to hear somebody pretty good. I don't hear nobody pretty good. I want to hear, do you have a Derek Stingley Jr. Top 6 pick in the draft?
Hey, wait for it.
We got a Woody Washington.
Billy Bowman, all of them tear it up this year. Just wait on it, Nick.
Yeah.
Just wait. What Nick? Talking
Jalen
season
Redmond,
almost
Ethan
over.
Downs,
Talking season almost over. Y'all been in them chats and them Twitter spaces talking about y'all's gonna score 40 points
What
a
you
game.
mean, y'all?
I don't know how
What you
y'all
mean,
gonna
y'all?
do that. I don't know how
What you
y'all
mean,
gonna do that
y'all?
this year, man.
Hey, I want to say this. I want to say this point too about like just like looking at Stark and Venables. I would much rather have a coach who is unproven and the sky is the limit versus a coach
y'all
who,
the perfect spin cycle.
no,
Y'all the
versus
spin
a coach
cycle.
versus a
Y'all
coach
leave y'all the
who is
spin
proven,
cycle.
who is proven and is proven that he's mid. That's
Y'all
all he is.
y'all spinning. Y'all be spinning, boy. When Sark got hired, oh my God, this guy, you don't know what he's gonna do. He's only coached at Washington. You don't know what he's gonna do. Venables gets hired. Oh man, the God is here. The man came back home. He ain't never coached a game,
when
but
Lincoln
he
took
gonna.
over. Y'all said the same thing about Lincoln when Lincoln took over.
Lincoln was handed a ready-made team.
Either.
I don't want to hear that. Lincoln was handed a ready-made team. Lincoln ain't never built shit. Let's keep it real. What has Lincoln built?
Hey,
no, let's keep it honest.
God.
No, Chris, what has Lincoln built by himself?
That's why he's going to fail at USC.
No, what has he built? Answer the question, Chris. It's an easy question.
What
has Lincoln built? Chris, you're not answering the question. What has Lincoln built? What did he build?
Big 12 championships. That's what he's
what
built.
Did Lincoln
That's what
built?
he kept
No,
going.
He didn't. That was Bob Stoops doing his thing and handing him a ready-made team. He ran to him. He handed him a ready-made team.
He still had a ready-made team three seasons after that.
He handed him a ready-made team. Just like when Nick Saban goes, whoever's coaching is going to be handed a ready-made team. They're stacked.
I'll tell you what Lincoln Riley is built. He could build a brick house within briskets that he making. Like I'm telling you.
Don't be hating on the briskets now. Y'all were defending them all watered ass briskets.
You would think that Nick Saban was setting Texas up pretty good. Half his damn coaches went with Sark, and that still didn't help. Bo Davis on the bus crying about, you can't, y'all don't do nothing, and all the rest of that.
Here we go.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting is when people like Seth say, I'd rather have an unproven BV. This isn't about Brent Venables and Sark. This is about Lincoln Riley. Yeah. And you know what? As your friend in real life, as your friend going through a breakup like that and the traumatic experience, I hope you brothers are getting therapy. Real rap. I hope you brothers are getting therapy, man. Because y'all really need to take care of your mentals in terms of the deflecting that is going on, the chaotic tweets. The signs are there, and we have to be there. We got to be the support system for these brothers.
I'm just saying. I love the spin cycle. I love the spin. Y'all spin more than the ballerina. Yeah, what it is.
Seth, I think I know they are talking from experience because it's hard for them to look at what Mac Brown's been able to do in greener pastures, or bluer pastures up there in North Carolina. He's been able to rip off better season than Texas has in the past X amount of many years. It's hard to see somebody go on national television and say, "Oh yeah, I got OU." Talk about OU so glibly. I don't know what y'all did to Mac Brown, but I see where y'all coming from. So thanks for the tips, man. We'll take care of our men, man. Don't worry about it.
I apologize, guys. I forgot to mention Caleb Williams. So you did lose the custody battle as well. So that in itself is just icing on the top.
Yeah, and y'all paying child support. You still getting
all jokes aside. Now y'all talk about Texas. Please enlighten everybody about what y'all are hearing about the Texas boys, because I don't know. I like to listen to y'all, but I also like to listen to Orange Bloods too with Anwar.
No. I would like to type in. I would like to tap in now on Texas. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss my point about what I wanted to say regarding Oklahoma. But I'm ready to tap in.
I'm so excited to hear how y'all gonna score 40 points a game and how y'all gonna win a Big 12 championship and all the rest of these things. I just want to know how you're gonna come to those aspirations.
We scored 36 last year.
Yeah,
with a guy who we scored 36 last year. I don't want to hear it, man. Come on.
Anyway,
use some common sense. We scored 36 last year with one wide receiver. Go ahead.
So, right, 36 a game last year, 17th ranked.
Scored 50 against Kansas
with one wide receiver.
Are you gonna let me speak or what? You want to bring up Kansas, I'll bring up the custody battle and you losing your spouse. Like, we can go back and forth and keep doing the same thing all day long, right? I could never, I don't know, I couldn't live with myself if somebody walked into my home and took my kids and took my spouse and couldn't do nothing about it.
We living good over here.
And then you over here turning the other kids into Billy Bowman. So stop it, okay? And let me speak about Texas. That's all I'm trying to say.
Nick did say this, like the football guys gave us everything back. So I'm just saying receipts.
Huh?
Can I talk about Texas?
Yeah, go ahead and talk about Texas.
Okay. So really across the board from last year's team, just looking at Sark in year one, we'll start with personnel. The personnel across the board, we believe, is much improved. Offensive line, while they're young, we feel like they are a better fit. Strength, physical profile, another year with Kyle Flood, we feel like they're better aligned. Xavier Worthy in year two, Bijan Robinson in year two, or year two of Steve Sarkisian, year three at Texas. But Bijan Robinson named top 5 player in college football. You guys both agreed best running back in college football. Xavier Worthy, one of the best receivers in college football. Yes, we've had injuries. We lose a Junior Angular. We lose an Isaiah Nayor. We've had some guys get banged up in camp. I'm still taking what I get from my track guys that I got back there. A healthy Jordan Whittington, who, by the way, we lost. We were 4-1 mid-game against you guys when Jordan Whittington goes down. We, hopefully, God willing, he's able to stay healthy. But now we have insurance policy with another guy who was, just as productive, if not more productive than Marvin Mims coming in, and Tariq Milton from Iowa State. So we've got, you talked about Jatavian Sanders being a question mark. I don't think Jatavian Sanders is any more of a question mark than any of the brothers y'all name on your defensive line, by the way, who are all replacing all of the guys, Winfrey, Isaiah Thomas, all those guys. No, what I'm saying is you're expecting production from certain guys who we haven't seen yet. And I'm not even saying that's unreasonable. So don't come at me when I'm saying that I believe Jatavian Sanders, based upon what we've seen so far, is going to have a productive season. 12th ranked guy coming out of the country when he came to us. So yeah. I think that's a fair expectation for us to have. I'm not saying he's going to win the Mackey Award. I'm not out here saying we're going 11-1. I'm just saying we're going to be. You said, how are we getting to 40 points a game? That was your question to me. And we're telling you we were at 36 with worse personnel. Oh, and by the way, one last point. I'm adding Brennan Marion to my staff, who coached the Biletnikoff Award winner last year and is one of the rising coaches in the game. Or are you going to hate on another brother, Chris? You're going to hate on another young black man trying to get
we got Brennan Marion. We got Arch Manning. We got Manning. We got this. We got that.
Hey,
why are you bringing up Arch Manning, bro? We're talking about 2022.
Steven, hey.
Hold on, let's get to Nino.
Hey, Steven, you see how they spinning stuff? You see how they spin stuff when it's their coaches? Well, we got better coaching staff here. Our coaching staff is better than last year's. But when we mention the coach, the coaches, Brennan Marion. Hey,
funny how that works.
Ways. Can't be both ways. Spin cycle. Go ahead.
Is coaching the Biletnikoff winner who was a 3-star coming out?
Is
that impressive?
Do it again and you'll impress me. Do it again. One time. You can't. Everybody get one time. Everybody get one time.
So why can't I say the same thing about your staff then, to Nino's point?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
You've already said everything about our staff. Y'all have ripped our staff to shreds.
I never ripped your staff.
Go after DB every chance you get with the same old
Steven, check the receipts. Chris, I said OU doesn't make bad hires at head coach at football. I've said that on many podcasts. I even said it today about 30 minutes ago. I actually praise your staff. I just said that you can't knock the Texas coaching staff because of their experience or lack thereof, but praise your head coach who's never coached and been a head coach in any damn football game in his whole career.
It's called belief.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Seth,
he said what? He's elite, Seth?
He said it's called belief.
Yeah.
Oh, belief. I thought he said he's elite.
Okay. Number one, that's bullshit, Seth. Okay, miss me with all of that bullshit you just said.
Did he say he's
number
elite?
two, Number two, I have to say this. You cannot sit up here and say that I'm ripping apart your coaching staff when you told me that you're going 11-1 with a first-year head coach, and all I said is I have questions.
That's it.
That's what I said. I said I have questions. If the only person on your staff that I really ripped apart is Schmitty for doing what he did to Billy Bowman, but I also get it because you lost the custody battle, and we got to get the kids bigger to protect themselves. So I understand that. But there's no other coach. I haven't come after Ted Roof. I haven't come after Jeff Lebby. Who have I ripped apart? Who is Nino ripped apart?
Yeah, but no, I praise your staff. I said OU doesn't make bad hires.
Right.
I said it.
Y'all not even listening.
Hey, we even got Jay Valai.
Who I won't even speak on him right now. I'm not about tearing down brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
Okay.
Steven, look. All I'm saying is this right here. You say, "Oh, we got Brendan Mary." I'm like, bro, okay, that's great. That is
Bro,
awesome.
your guy right here just said belief, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
He said-
telling
Bro
you,
is on a football show and just said belief about a
And-
coach. And you're over
And he
here,
said at
I'm over here
least
giving
two.
you examples on why I like Brendan Marion, and you're pushing back.
I was at the OU spring game.
I
Brent
don't hear about
Venables.
no damn spring
Brent-
game.
Brent-
Spring
no,
game
no,
don't
no,
mean
no.
nothing.
Thank you for your donation.
Brent Venables took the field. I don't know at what point in the game he took the field. He had a mic. He was out there. He was preaching.
Oh God.
I bought in. I was
Did he
sold
say
at
throat
that point.
goat?
I
Did he
believe that,
preach
man.
about the throat goat? What did he preach about, Seth? When he preached about the throat goat, what
No,
did
he
he do?
had his mouth open there like that lady did in Independence Day when the chick beamed him down. That's what he did. As soon as Brent Venables started talking, he had his mouth wide open, ready to receive. Just like that lady did in Independence Day until doom struck.
Hey, like I
Keep
said,
your eyes open, brother.
like I said, I won't say I told you so. I promise you that. I'll save y'all the the misery of having to see me say it. So I just won't say it.
Sound like a
And
cult.
keep the
That
receipts.
sound like a
Please
cult.
keep the receipts. Y'all like the receipts, and just do it. It's coming, man. Talking season almost over. But defensively on that side of the ball, Nino, go ahead and explain to us.
Go ahead.
Explain to us about the defense, this magical defense that PK is going to come out there with.
Say anything magical. It's just you got guys that have been in the system here for a couple of years, like a guy like Jameson's his first time in his career where he's had his own position coach 2 years in a row. That's why you see a guy who played wide receiver his freshman year, had a different, DB coach his sophomore year, a different his junior year, a different his senior year. Now his fifth year, senior year, he's going to have the same guy. So a little continuity there for that secondary, which I think is going to be very helpful for the guys. Getting a guy like Watts, getting a guy like Gilbo, moving Cook to play the safety, I think was perfect. Having Barron play that nickel, I think is great as well. Getting a Tucker Dorsey, guys, he reminds me so much of a guy like Aaron Harris. We're a very underappreciated guy in the Texas program who's just a thumper. And the coaches have said he's just a thumper. But what that allows him to do is once he's in the middle in that, of that defense, you can move over Sean like your chess piece. You've seen where PK has met with Dan Quinn this offseason, to basically figure out this is just me talking. I don't know what he talked about, but if I were PK, it'd be like, how do I get my most explosive player on defense to do 1/10 of what Micah Parsons did at Dallas? How do I move this guy around? How do I get it to where he can shoot gaps a little bit better? His strong suit is rushing the passer. How can I make that happen? So I think the defense is going to be better this year. I like Byron Murphy coming into that starting lineup. He's a dog. He's a guy from DeSoto. I like, a Sweat. I like a Broughton. Broughton's having really good, just practice reports here as well. But I like Tucker Dorsey, man. Having him at the linebacker is going to help us a lot.
Hey, BJ Foster was a thumper too.
Huh?
I said BJ Foster was a thumper too.
No. I don't want to hear that.
We're
We're talking about a thumper. We're talking about a thumper at middle linebacker and a thumper at safety who wanted to be a middle line. Two different things. We got a guy who's middle linebacker, so career is going to be fine.
I was going to piggyback off of that. Well, first off, I want to go at Steven and just say, Steven, hey, Ethan Downs and Reggie Grimes, yeah, keep them names. You talking about guys we ain't seen a lot and everything. Just keep those names in your mind. Take
So why are you allowed to say those
Second
names, but I can't talk about Damian Sanders?
Second off, moving
Exactly.
Damian Sanders didn't play last year. Stop talking about people who didn't play. We're talking about people who played last year. Significant snaps. Stop playing. Anyways, Nick, like I was saying.
Then why aren't they on the all Big 12 team?
Oh, just wait. That's preseason.
All Big 12 team.
It's preseason.
What are you talking about, Nick?
Hey, nobody thinks that Spencer Sanders is the best dude, the best quarterback in the Big 12.
You know, Big 12 don't vote for anybody. They don't want Texas.
Hey, write this down too. Write this down too. Ethan Downs about to lead the Big 12 in sacks. Period.
I got you there. So he's already better than Isaiah Thomas, huh? And Nick Benito.
No, I think those guys.
Write that down.
He's got better coaching than those guys, but I mean,
is he a better football player than those guys?
I'd say that he's on that level. They're like neck and neck. You know, I wish I could have seen them all on the field under this. This
talking about people get drafted. Nick, to your point though, I was going to say
Nick Benito didn't get drafted.
I agree with you about Overshown. I think Overshown, when people are talking or were quick to rush to say, "Oh, well, we don't have edge rushers, we don't have this," I'm like, dude, y'all got arguably one of the better pass rushers in the Big 12. Overshown is a bright spot for y'all. But on the other side, and I'll say this right here, Watts is also another bright spot for you guys. But I'm just trying to figure out because y'all still got Coburn in the middle, right?
Not starting. Byron Murphy. I mean, that's what the reports are coming out now. Byron Murphy.
I heard about Byron Murphy is that, hey, the kid's got talent, but he, for some odd reason, he just can't stay on the field. He get really quick. So if we see
the most talented,
come on.
T-Rex,
the most talented,
trying to grab somebody.
The most talented,
that was your problem.
The most talented defensive player that Texas has may never see the field this year.
Who's that?
Collins.
What do you mean he may never see the field? Why
he's
not?
He's like third string.
I mean, in the first practice. Come on, y'all. Now y'all know, y'all. Come on. Let's keep it. Let's keep it 100. The guy's running third string in the first practice, and now y'all running with he just running third string.
I heard it on fanatic perspective myself that
during the first scrimmage he came out in third string.
The writing's on the wall.
The first practice he came out in third string. The first practice Kevin Banks Jr. came out in third string. Does that mean he's a third string guy that's going to be third string for the rest of the season?
We already knew he was going to shoot.
No, there's called progression. There's called progression.
But Kevin Banks is a true freshman. Albert Collins, he did 23 years old.
I know 23. The boy got 3 years in. He about 20, 21. Anyways.
Yes, Nick Benito was a second round pick. I don't.
Would have been first if he had an actual defensive coaching staff.
No, so, I mean, look, all seriousness. Okay, all seriousness. All right. I think that both teams are going to be improved. I think that for all the flack that y'all fans and y'all little chat like to give us about Nebraska, I think there's questions. A lot of questions about OU and Texas will be answered in the first 4 weeks before we even play each other. Obviously, y'all have Bama on y'all schedule. Y'all play Bama. Say that y'all lose and y'all get punished or whatever. Okay. Let's say that y'all go out there and get UT. Let's say y'all drop that game. Y'all go against UTSA. I know that's a home game, but still, because y'all be overlooking them to go into Big 12 play the next week. Now I get that. Now going to us. Look, we should have 2 games on our to start the season. And then we gotta go to Nebraska and come home against K-State.
Is Nebraska really a hard game? Come on, no. Is Nebraska really a hard game?
I don't think
they went what's their record last year? What were they 2-10 last year?
It was like
2-10.
3-9.
Okay, so I don't want to hear about we got to go to Nebraska. Okay, you got
same thing. Same thing about Texas Tech. Same thing about Texas Tech. 4th game of the season for y'all. Going down there, y'all beat them by 70. But I mean, all the buzz and everything that's going around Texas Tech right now, you got to kind of look at that game and say that's going to be a night game. I'm just saying,
if you're a playoff team next year, if your middle ground is a playoff team and the ceiling's a national championship per Seth on our channel here, then Nebraska shouldn't be an issue.
I'm trying to talk.
It's all about what your expectations
are. In all seriousness, nobody's worried about Nebraska, but I'm saying first road game of the season, going to Lincoln, you know whether they're winning or losing, that crowd is still going to be. It's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be ruckus, but we'll go out there and do what we do best, and we're gonna go rock it.
That game's
I'm
gonna
just
play
saying that those first 4 games for Texas and OU, a lot of things will be answered. A lot of these questions that we have surrounding our respective programs. Also, keep in mind, like I've said before on this podcast, Nino's podcast, our podcast, Seth, and plenty others, Baylor has to come to Austin and Norman this year. So they can't go and lose TCU and then expect, oh, yeah, we coming home against these fools. So, yeah, we going to blast them. That's not going to be the case this year. So they both got to come to, and that's a game for y'all at the very end of the season. And that's I think we got a pretty good stretch against West Virginia, them, Iowa State, and then Oklahoma State in no particular order. But basically, like I'm saying, and I'll say it one last time, I'll pass the mic. A lot of these questions that we have about each other's teams and about our teams just on our own side will be answered in these first 4 games because it's a nice 4-game start to the season.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. I don't think so. This is just my opinion. I think in the first 4 games with Texas, first game, Texas should get that one. The second game against Bama, of course, that's Bama. And anybody can go check my Twitter. They're going to check my receipts. I said after Alabama lost against Georgia last year, I feel bad for anybody who plays Alabama next year, including my team, right? My school I graduated from, my team. Yes, here's folks talking about, we play them second week. I said, yeah, I know. Bama wasn't even supposed to be in the national championship game last year. That's why Nick Saban wasn't even mad. He was smiling when they lost because he's like, hey, this is a free year. This is a gimme year, right? Bama is going to be a problem for a lot of people, for everybody next year. They're my pick next year to win it all. I'll turn on my burnos, the shades, like next season. Well, actually this season when the game comes on, I'll probably pick Texas to win the game because I'm that much of a homer. But, all I'm saying is Bama's going to do their thing. The 3rd game in the season against UTSA, I got Texas winning that, and I got Texas beating Tech. Okay, so I don't think the first 4 games are going to prove anything to me. What's going to prove to me, I have both teams coming in. I have you guys going undefeated into the affair, and I got us coming in at 4-1. And I think that game right there is going to decide exactly where both teams are going to be and going to go after that midpoint. That's my point.
What say you, Seth?
Yeah, just like season outlook, break it down for both teams, or just, obviously with OU, if I'm gonna say with my chest 11-1, and I'm on record here and elsewhere, that one loss, if I'm gonna pick it, it's definitely not gonna be. I guarantee it ain't gonna be against Texas or Nebraska. But I can see it being against a team like TCU, not because I think TCU is good, because I think that team's actually gonna be trash. But it's just because that game comes right before the Red River game, and that comes right after a couple really big games like Nebraska and Kansas State. It's on the road. I just feel like it college football is weird like that, and I could just see that being one of them Saturdays where you're just like frustrated because so many different things could change the outcome, but OU fall short. But then they're going to bounce back. They're going to just beat the brakes off of Texas next week, and they're going to run the table the rest of the way. Rematch against Baylor in the Big 12 championship, win that. Probably beat them worse in the Big 12 championship than in the regular season. Then, they'll get to the playoffs. But I think since OU is still, I think, at least another year away from where they need to be in the trenches, we'll probably see a similar result in the semifinal round. I don't think they're going to get embarrassed by whoever they play. But if it's against like a team from the SEC, like an Alabama or Georgia, the OU just not on that level yet. See, I'm a realist. Like I recognize that. And then as for Texas, though, I think I saw somebody in the chat earlier talk about like if it's like far fetched that Texas could be 5-1 going into the Red River game. And I actually went back and looked just to make sure, and I was like, I actually got Texas starting out 5-1, but I think that we're going to see a similar slide that we saw last year after that game, because I think that game's just going to demoralize Texas. And they, those players just aren't going to be able to bounce back. So I got, obviously Texas losing to Alabama. but I got them beating everybody up to that point. You know, Louisiana Monroe, UTSA, Texas Tech, West Virginia, losing to OU. I got them bouncing back though against Iowa State, getting that 6th win. You know, getting to that bowl eligibility. That or actually that's the 5th win. Sorry. But getting to the, you know, they're one step closer to bowl eligibility. But then I got them taking back-to-back losses against OSU and Kansas State. You know, but then they'll get to bowl eligibility against TCU and then end the season with consecutive losses at Kansas and Baylor.
You mentioned last year about the loss demoralizing our season after you guys did what you did against us. And I would agree with you. I agree with you. It caused a lot of, you know, we weren't able to finish games. We actually had leads in other games and we would lose leads. We know the story. Can I ask you a question, Seth, if you don't mind? How did we lose to you?
Choke.
Who was involved in that loss?
I mean, on Texas side, like everybody that seems like
No.
I'm talking about OU.
You know the question. You know the question.
You know the question.
You know the question, Seth.
But I'll tell you this though. It doesn't really matter what
Answer
bodies
the
were-
question, please.
Well, y'all, boy.
I'm answering it. Let me answer it.
This is an easy question.
Steven.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, Steven,
what bodies
they worse
fill
than my
those
washing
uniforms.
machine, boy. That spin cycle on heavy right now.
I don't know.
Extra
It doesn't
dry.
matter. Can I answer the question?
You asking how we
Extra
beat y'all.
dry.
Y'all should be asking us how y'all should be asking the same question y'all
Chris.
selves. Y'all got that defense that went out there and looked trash.
Chris,
I
y'all
would
wanna
just
talk
like for
about-
Steph to answer my question.
I'm answering it. Look,
Everybody
it doesn't matter.
About Billy Bowman and nobody talks about BJ Foster last year as much he lost last year.
Listen,
DJ Foster's not on our team.
He's not on our
right
team.
it doesn't
I mean-
matter what bodies were filling those Sooner uniforms because when you put that Sooner uniform on, you automatically get imbued with Sooner magic. So
Oh,
it doesn't
get outta
matter.
here.
So all the dudes that are on the team now, they got it. So yeah, Caleb Williams is gone. Mario Williams is gone. Lincoln Riley is gone. But they
What the hell are you talking about, bro?
Boy, talk about
I'm trying to explain it to you.
Sooner magic,
Jesus
bro.
Christ,
It's a
man.
real thing.
This
I
is
was-
cult-like behavior. You
Yes,
know,
I said it
we
was a
don't
cult.
relate these people.
I said it was a cult.
Sooner
All right.
magic is a real, measurable, quantifiable thing.
Brother, this is not NCAA football, man.
No, it's real life.
Hey,
Hey,
real
Steph,
people
you got to
wearing
get
these
your ass out of
uniforms.
Norman. You got to get your ass into a real city, man. Get out of that damn place,
I've
man.
witnessed
So
God
your
damn.
argument is it doesn't matter the player as long as they're wearing an OU uniform.
That man said,
We're dope.
hey, Seth, so what happened to Spencer Rattler then with that Sooner Magic?
It was all part of the plan. He was
It's part of
supposed
the
to do what
plan.
he did.
It was part of the plan.
Hey,
for-
Spencer likes to
for-
say they were undefeated until he got benched.
Sooner magic is a divine design. I can't tell you how it works. I just know it exists.
Hey, Steven, so basically he didn't answer the question.
I-
He didn't answer.
No, I
you
said
know,
Caleb
why
Williams
all
and
that
Mario
happened.
Williams and Lincoln Riley, all them
It
guys.
was Caleb
they were-
Williams.
We're gonna see.
Caleb Williams.
We're gonna see the decline in SC because they don't have Sooner magic anymore.
Caleb Williams.
I won't say I told you so.
Xavier Worthy gave us a gift too. He helped in that game as well. The numbers he put
He
up,
did.
and then that
He-
fumble that he had on the kickoff return.
He
Yeah, Xavier
did.
Worthy. He's lucky that Caleb Kelly finally retired.
We need to have
just ripped the ball.
we need to
from
get
him,
that
right?
printed, Nino.
the Sooner Magic. Hey, I'm gonna like Steve. I'm
Imbued
going to listen
with
to this
Sooner
again.
magic.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to this again. I'm going to clip this up. Seth, you give me some great points, man. You gave me some great video material. Seth, I love you for that, brother. I do. I swear I love you for that one.
You have knowing that every video that he had dropped since them injuries dropped, that he been talking about what ifs. What if the offensive line is good? What if these freshmen we can play all freshmen offensive line?
I've never said that. I've never said that.
Yeah,
I've never said that. I've never said that. If you listen to the videos, I said that when it comes to the offensive line side of the house, I've always told everybody 2 freshmen are going to play, whether it's a combination of Kelvin Banks and DJ Campbell or Banks and Cole Hudson.
That's a
Right?
red flag.
But is it, if they're better than what you got, in place, is it? It's not,
By
they're not
default.
too young if they're ready. They're not too young if they're ready. Was Bijan a red flag? Was Connor Williams a red flag? Was Sam Cosmi a red flag? I'm just saying.
Bijan got that OU DNA in him, though. That's why he's a special.
OU DNA.
He got it in him.
How?
Something special. This is something special.
Oh man, get it! Oh my God! Oh my! This man said, "Man, stop it, bruh. Stop it."
This is literally Seth and the people out here that don't understand what the doom that is coming to you. This is how you look, bruh. I'm trying to tell you as your man, bro, in life. Like, this is how you look, fam. I'm not even trying to cook right now. This is literally how you look and sound when you talk about imbued with Sooner Magic, yo.
Hey, Seth,
People are gonna get hurt. I hope you guys don't go to BUSR listening to Seth and losing your money. I hope that doesn't happen. I would love for you to put your money on BUSR, but jeez, man.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Steven, what bet are we making this year about the? I mean, we can make it in when we make a video before the game. What bet are we making this year? Are you wearing another jersey or what?
Sir, I mean, the bet to me should be OU and making the playoffs. Let's make a playoff bet.
Oh, that's what you want to do?
Let's do it.
You just don't want to make it about the single game. I mean, Imano, like on the field. You don't want to make it bad about what you want to do.
Bro, why is your tone going down, bro? Are you that shook by what I just said? Your brother is
let's do it about both. Let's do it about both. Then let's do it about both. Then put your money where your mouth is. Let's do it about both.
I'm going straight to the top. 11-1. He said
I want to do it about both though.
I'm telling you what I want to do.
Don't be scared about it.
We still got time. We'll negotiate this later.
Well, so hold on. So Texas versus OU, the Red River Shootout. What's the bet, Chris?
Oh, I want Stephen to wear that jersey again.
Wear the jersey.
Oh, Nick, you don't remember that?
How about this, Chris? How about this?
What's up?
I'm going to say we only wear jerseys of our alma mater. So if Texas beats OU, you got to wear an Oklahoma State jersey.
Nick. Do your address now, Nick. Do your address now. You want to do your address now. We're gonna help this now.
I'm not asking you to do anything against your religion. I'm asking you to wear the jersey of your alma mater. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, that's the girl that held you down in your bed. She gave you the money to go to school. You dumped her when you graduated. Come on, Chris.
ROTC in Texas wasn't saying, ain't gonna say it. Right? I'm gonna be on you.
Huh? What?
I'm gonna get on you.
What?
Hey, raise your hand if you were sexually active the last time your team won a national championship. Raise your hand if you were sexually. I don't know how old you brothers are. You could be vampires. I know black don't crack. I don't know. But I do know, I mean, the ultimate trump card is getting that natty. Since you want to talk about playoffs and everything else and all this BV and imbued in Sooner Magic. Well,
hold on. Brother, I'm trying to do the math. Hold on, Steven. You're 30. How old are you?
I am turning 34 years old next week.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was about to be like, hey,
I'm turning 34 years old next week.
Like, wait a minute.
Over there having kids in elementary school.
Hey, 2005, I had a car. I had a job. Okay. So I was able to enjoy myself. How old were you in 2000, brother?
I was 8.
Okay, so I mean, hopefully you weren't, nothing.
Yeah, no, I didn't raise my hand. I didn't.
Okay. I didn't. Good. I just want, since you're talking about Sooner Magic, you need to experience being able to really enjoy yourself all the way when you win a national championship, and you guys unfortunately don't know what that feeling is like. So I'm just saying.
I watched my team win a national championship a couple months ago.
I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you saw
we love the ladies out here. We love women's softball, but that is not what this conversation is about.
There they go.
Excellent deflection, though.
What up, gents?
What's up, Chance?
Speaking of Sooner softball, shout out to Billy Bowman's girlfriend, Jada Coleman. That's why he really got swole, because he knew that he can't get outshined.
In all honesty, question right here. Do you guys think that y'all will win every game this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think our defense is going to be much improved, and I think our offense is going to be more potent this year. I mean, I honestly think we got more weapons this year. I think our tight ends are going to be better for sure. Sanders and Billingsley and Juan Davis are going to be light years better than any tight end that we've had in this program over the last 10 years. And I'm just going to be honest. We had Kay Brewer, we had Jared Wiley, we had Andrew Beck. Who else, Steven? That's who else? Swain. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been. Yeah, I mean, these guys aren't guys that stretch the field. We got 3 tight ends that can definitely stretch the field. I think Sanders is going to be that guy at tight end. He's going to stretch the field for us. Everybody knows Worthy's that guy. If Whittington can stay healthy, it's knock on some wood here. But even if he can't, that's why you go and you get it shored up with Milton coming from Iowa State. That's why you go get Anajai Hall. I know people can say, well, he's suspended indefinitely. Hey, that was a good move by Texas staff to suspend him indefinitely, because that means if somebody gets hurt, I can bring him back when I want to bring him back and not just sit him for a game or two. If I would have said he's suspended for the first 2 games, I would expect Hall to basically be back probably next week, because everybody knows the team probably needs him. Brennan Thompson running the 10-2 100-meter dash. Even if this kid only comes in and all he does is just run flies all game, what is that going to do? It's going to draw a safety to him. It's going to have a guy that's going to backpedal a little bit. If Texas can hit 1 pass from him in the first game of the season, everybody's going to have to respect him for the remainder of the season. I think we have more speed on the team. I think our offense is going to be better than last year's offense. Our line, it doesn't matter. Either one. I think either one is going to play better than Casey Thompson did last year.
Whoa.
Nah.
Okay.
If it's Card, nah.
I think either one are going to play better.
My mic from Mary
okay.
out there.
No. Okay. Seth. You said if it's Card. Okay. Now, let's be honest. First game of the season, Card beats you. Yeah, he beats ULL, right? Beats him first game of the season. Second game, we get routed by Arkansas. Third game, we played Rice. You don't think Card would have done the same thing Casey did against Rice? Come on, let's keep it real.
I'm talking about what Casey did against like half the teams he started against. Like, I don't think Card would have done like in the Red River game. Oh, they'll definitely ain't jumping out 28-7 if Card starts that game.
Did you see the first touchdown was a play that went 5 yards that Xavier Worthy took 75 yards of. It's not like Casey Thompson made a hell of a throw for that play to get down the field to get a touchdown.
That's
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
defense staff.
We had 10 drives in the second half where the offense stalled from passing. It just was what it was. Look, if Card were to play those first 5 games last year going into the Red River shootout, Texas would have had the same damn record going into that game. It just is what it is.
Also, right now, the Card stuff is still rumors. I know that's being reported, but until the head coach comes out and says that, or I actually get confirmation from people I know, I'm not conceding any type of race or quarterback battle. But if you want to talk about Hudson Card or anything like that, I completely agree with Nino. I think this quarterback room, especially with seasoning as a freshman, and the development that takes place with Steve Sarkisian, with AJ Milwee, some of the best quarterback guys in the country. There's no reason why we won't be productive offensively. Here's the other thing too, from an OU perspective, if you're asking about the matchup between our 2 teams, if I'm looking at it from a preseason perspective, I see it took miracles to beat us last year. Miracles. And Sooner magic, right? According to Seth.
That was Sooner magic. Steph, I give you that. That was Sooner magic.
That was Sooner magic, right? I'm sorry, but Eric Gray is not Kennedy Brooks.
We don't need him to be.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same conversation, Steven, that we had in 2020 in that game when y'all still had Sam Ellinger and we yeah, our
That's
team
a
is
completely
this
different
shit.
coaching staff, sir.
No,
So
it's
that's
not
irrelevant.
because y'all can't beat us at our
Irrelevant.
worst, which that was our worst. I don't know how y'all.
It's irrelevant.
I mean, come on, man.
It's irrelevant.
3 years in a row. Y'all still talking. Come on.
What was your worst? Hold on.
That's
Say it
irrelevant.
again. That was the Big 12 championship.
In 2020, okay, we ripped out. We
hold
lost basically our first 2 games. Come on.
So hold on. We're talking, but
that
I'm
season
talking about right
there was
now.
pretty much a wash. Come on.
I'm talking about right now. Dylan Gabriel, according to Chris, who we caught in 4K, told us that he is not Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still feel that way?
I feel like, hey, with the system and everything
That's
else,
not
I'm
the question.
confident in what he's doing.
That's not, you got to answer the question.
I feel good.
Answer
Answer
the question
here. OU wins by a bunch, a landslide. It's not even close this year. I got a feeling, I got a hunch, and I'm gonna go with it.
And real quick, before I forget this point too, Nino, you were talking about earlier about all the speed that you got on that team.
Yeah, we had none last year. We had no speed last year.
Yeah, and on offense, he was a Brennan Thompson. The dude is definitely a blazer.
Xavier Worthy fast. Yeah,
Steve Sarkisian don't know how to use that speed. I mean, look at Keelan Robinson. Didn't know how to use.
He can't. No, I don't want to hear that because all the reports are Keelan can't catch the ball. So I'm going to have him on the field. That's why Keelan can't catch the ball.
But if you're an offensive genius like Steve Sarkisian is billed as, like you would know how to get that dude the ball, right? And I mean, he just
why
didn't
would
do
you?
it.
Okay, so at running back, you want Keelan or do you want Bijan in the back? I want the Bijan, man. I'm sorry, I want Bijan.
Keelan gives you something that Bijan doesn't.
I know what Bijan gave Billy Bowman.
No. Hey, look, Seth. I see what you're saying, but that's not true though. Because if Keelan can't catch the ball, then when he comes in, you automatically know what's going to happen. He's either going to get a handoff, so you're going to gear up to try to stop him. He doesn't give you that, Bijan gives you catching ability, running ability. He's the best running back in the country. So I'm not playing Keelan above Bijan. It is what it is. And I'm not playing him at wide receiver if he can't catch the ball. And so it's not about scheming. I mean, look, if the guy can't catch, well, I'm going to have him in the slot. It don't make any sense.
I want to go back to OU personnel because you guys keep deflecting, and I want to make sure I get you guys clearly here. Okay, is Jeffrey Johnson or Jalen Redmond better than Perion Winfrey?
I think not individually.
Redmond
no,
has a higher ceiling. Come on, man.
Individually, no, they're not better, but they have better coaching than Perion had. Todd Bates.
Todd Bates, great. Yeah.
He's the best.
We know what he did at Clemson.
Honestly, I'm gonna disagree with Seth there, and I'm gonna say no. I mean, I feel like Jalen Redmond has the highest ceiling out of all of those. You can go back.
So
to
you believe you've gotten better in terms of personnel at that position year over year?
Yeah,
I'd say it's
yes.
Okay, I want to go through these positions.
Listen to me, Stephen. Jeffrey Johnson and Jalen Redmond. That's great. But then behind him, you got Rovers, you got Kelly, you got Joshua Ellison, and then also Isaiah Coe. You have a lot of depth and talent.
I do not care. I asked you a simple question. I do not care.
I answered the question. I said,
Can I move forward? I have other people I want to ask you about.
Boy, you could tell Chris a lawyer, boy.
I answered your question directly. I gave more proof. What else do you want, Steven? Come on, man.
I want the question answered. I don't need the extra shit. I want the entree.
Yeah, you over here telling me about Restream brother.
I said Jalen Redmond has a higher ceiling than Perry Winfrey.
Boom.
Answer your question.
Boom.
I want Gladys Knight, not the Pips.
Oh boy.
Are we good?
Yeah. Next position.
Reggie Grimes and Ethan Downs are upgrades over Nick Benito and Isaiah Thomas?
Not this year. Ethan Downs next year, though, is going to be that dude.
We got better in personnel there?
I'll say no.
Here's the thing, Stephen. Here's the thing, okay? We're not twisting and stunting. That's not going to be a twist and a stunt scheme this year. When you look at the schemes, it's going to be way different. I just want to see talking season almost.
I'm asking about personnel. Didn't ask about team, bro.
Y'all can keep talking all y'all want. I saw Nick.
I'm asking about personnel. You're telling me no.
I saw it. Y'all, I mean, we sitting there asking about y'all.
Why are you talking about Texas? We're talking about OU personnel, Chris.
Downs and Reggie Grimes go out there and do that damn thing. You want to sit here and compare and contrast to last year. You keep talking about, oh, this is irrelevant. All these points about last year. Well, that's irrelevant. Let's talk about what's actually relevant. This year, I'm
talking about year over year. You brought up stuff that from a previous coaching staff several years ago.
Well, if that's irrelevant from last year, then the shit that happened at Texas last year should be very irrelevant too. Then we can't have it one way. You can't have it. OU's only relevant this year, and now the shit that happened last year, it's not relevant. But Texas, what happened last year? You see what happened there? You can't do that. It's either you gotta take it how you give it, man. You gotta take it how you give it.
Hey, y'all, check my pinned tweet just for the chat. Yeah, we can go ahead. I just wanted them to, in case they missed it.
Let me see this, man. Let me see this.
You probably it's a tweet. I pinned it especially for today.
Let me see.
Just for today, I pinned it. But I mean, go ahead. I mean, next, linebacker, that's definitely an upgrade.
See, Seth, this is what you do. You are the Skip Bayless to Texas. Okay, so you are the Texas what Skip Bayless is to LeBron James. You just can't keep Texas out your mouth. Boy, I tell you, man. Your timeline filled with Texas. I actually did a search on your timeline. Texas pulls up more on your timeline than OU DNA, OU football, all that combined. Texas pulls up more on your timeline than that. I'm about to print. You know what? I'm gonna print those receipts. Yeah. I'm gonna print it out. Texas.
Nick gonna make another little video. He gonna make a video about you now, Seth.
Hey man, my videos be facts. I don't know what y'all talking about. Don't be hating on the videos. They be them facts.
Video about you too, Seth.
They be them facts. My video be facts.
He got to get personal with it. That's his best shot. He like to get personal and try to put people's lives on blast. He like to blast people personal? What's personal about the truth? When I come for you, Chris, you ain't gonna like it, baby. You ain't gonna like it.
Chris, the truth shall set you free, brother. It shall set you free.
I ain't ashamed.
And I can't remember.
It shall set you free.
And I can't remember who said it, but someone was saying Eric Gray, isn't Kennedy Brooks. Well, who's still back that was definitely in on a lot of those Kennedy Brooks runs? Drake Stoops. Dude, that dude's gonna be blocking downfield for whoever's carrying the rock. He's gonna be embarrassing somebody, some former 5-star.
Every time we talk about a slot wide receiver, somebody got to bring up Drake Stoops. This is what I tell you.
Whittington is gonna finish seasons.
Oh my God! And guess what? He didn't finish last year and had more yards last year than Drake Stoops had in his whole career. Get out of here!
Oh my God!
Get out of here!
Drake Stoops still gonna get drafted higher than Jordan Whittington.
Child,
that is true. Now that is true. Child, put that on the USR.
Put that on, please.
What, into the military?
He gonna go to the draft. Yeah, he gonna.
Yeah.
National Football League player.
Yeah. Hey, Chris liked that joke. That was a good one.
He did like that one.
He liked that one.
Chris knows it's true. Chris
couldn't lie about that one. That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Oh man! All right, well, we're gonna go for a few more minutes here, and then we'll wrap up. I was gonna ask, what a successful season even means for you guys, but clearly it's, natty or bust year one with Brett Venables, or else there's trouble in paradise there in Norman. And so, at this point, let me ask you this, both of you. I'll start with Seth. What do you have any concerns for OU football, or everything is perfect, everything is sunshine and roses, we're imbued with Sooner magic, and we're just going to do the damn thing, and you're going to keep waving your pom-poms, and everything's going to be okay? Do you have any concerns?
I do.
Are there any questions?
I do have concern.
Please.
My number one primary concern for OU football this season is QB depth. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but after Dylan Gabriel, it's not that there's nobody there. It's that there's a lot of people there that are a lot of question marks, or just probably not going to be, their ceiling isn't what Dylan Gabriel's is. So God forbid if something happens to Dylan Gabriel and, he gets hurt, misses, I say if he misses more than 3 games, then I think OU could, potentially finish somewhere around like 9-3, and that would be a disappointment. But I think as long as he's healthy and he's playing in all 12 regular season games, OU's just going to keep rolling. And I'm on record already, but I'll say it again: 11-1, 10-2 at worst. If they just have one of those fluky games, but
Seth,
QB depth
question for you.
My concern.
Question for you. I agree with the QB depth thing. We did address that earlier. How many new starters will you have in your out of your 22 guys? How many guys are new starters this year?
Damn, it's weird with defense because so many of those guys, they might be like first-time full-time starters, but a lot of those dudes have like reps that former starters have. Just the way Alex Grinch liked to sub. He liked to play like a million different dudes every game. So a lot of those dudes have experience. But offensively, I'd say probably half, 5 or 6 guys probably have starting experience. I'd have to go look. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. But, there's dudes like Marvin Mims, Braden Willis, Anton Harrison. I think Eric Gray might
Morris maybe. Wanye Morris on offense maybe.
Wanye Morris.
Only.
And then McCade Matauer, the transfer from Cal, lineman, he's never played at OU, but he's a starter, got a lot of time.
I'm talking about at OU, just for qualifying at OU.
Right.
If you're a new starter at the school, if you were a different starter somewhere else, I'm just talking about new starter,
Yeah. So, at least like 5, I would say.
Right. So you're saying about 50% turnover with starters, a whole new coaching staff.
Not a whole new. A lot of those.
There's holdovers. There's holdovers, but in terms of the 3 lieutenants, right? The head coach and the 2 lieutenants, your offensive defensive coordinator are new, are they not?
Yeah, new faces, new people.
Okay, and no concerns. Chris, what are your concerns? Let's talk to the reasonable person on the team.
I think that if you go back to the offensive side of the ball now, Seth, I'm trying to figure out because I'm like new guys. You're going to see a bunch of wide receivers, but I don't really necessarily think you're going to see a lot of new guys because Gray pretty much was a starter last year. Him and Kennedy Brooks was if he was the A man, then Gray was probably A1. But I think outside of Wanye Morris, you're going to see a lot of return on the offensive side of the ball. So that's kind of Andrew Rain, all of them. But defensive side of the ball, opposite of Woody Washington, that cornerback spot, that may be somebody. But again, you got Jaden Davis. You got a lot of names at that spot too. Ethan Downs is going to be full-time starter, Reggie Grimes. But at the same time, you asked me the question, so I'm answering directly. I just wanted to clarify some points. So if I had a concern, I would say that I think that we're gonna have to figure out how's this ebb and flow gonna go with the defense side of the ball. Kind of like what you were saying. I was giving you a lot of crap, but it's a good point, a good argument as far as hey, going fast, doing this or whatever. But I think that we will be able to figure that out. I think that it's going to be interesting to see this defense. I think the back half of the defense is actually going to be the better part of the defense. I think the defensive line is going to be real nasty, but with the different things that scheme is asking you to do, what Venables' scheme is asking you to do is really demanding a lot of interchangeable parts. Go look it up. You can see. You guys probably watch it and all the rest of that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how you get that continuity, going into a game like the Red River Shootout, which we all say is the benchmark teams. Then the last thing that I'm concerned about is just trying to figure out how OU is going to get that foot out of Texas' ass after that game, because we about to destroy y'all boys. We about to get all.
Hey, and I'd be remiss.
Okay, we had to go ahead and mute Chris. We had to go ahead and Seth, if you don't want to be muted, let me speak right now. We had to go ahead and mute Chris. We had to. I want to address this real quick. You guys told me when I brought up the LSU defense, I'm taking notes here. You guys told me that Woody Washington, when I brought up Christian Fulton and Derek Stingley, that we were all these people on defense and in the secondary, and you bring up Woody Washington, and then fast forward however many minutes later, you're telling me you have questions about DJ Graham and Jay Davis and Eaton and all these other people. Which one is it?
I didn't say I had questions about. I said that you're gonna have to figure that out because Venables is on record. There's 8 guys back there that could potentially play. It's not a question mark opposite of Woody. You're just saying that, okay, who's going to be the guy that steps up in camp? DJ Graham has been hurt. DJ Graham was hurt early on in spring practice going forward, but everybody is healthy now. You got a plethora of guys that's going to play. You got a bunch of guys that's going to make a lot of plays this year.
That doesn't sound like Christian Fulton and Derek Stingley Jr. to me.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about what LSU had going on. This is Sooner stuff, baby. You
We're talking about the level of player.
You lost in the sauce in there, man. Come on.
We're talking about the level of player. You just said that was a question, which is fair. You were being honest, and we got you being honest.
The question wasn't about the player. The question is about, okay, how quick is it going to take us in actual game reps, not just practice, not just spring game, just how many game reps is going to take for them just to be able to work with this interchangeable defense. It's going to be interesting. It was great to see it on the field. You got to see the product at the spring game. All I'm saying is there's no serious concerns. It's just the fact that we're just bringing it up, just saying, hey, here are some points of interest that you should look out for. Just like you guys, with your fast offense that's going to score 40 points this year and your defense who you still haven't answered any questions. But hey, that's great.
Where's is Justin Broyles in the mix over there? I believe he's still on your roster, is he not?
Yeah, he is. He's still on the roster.
Chris, what's your honest take on Justin Broyles this season?
That's your boy, right?
I think Justin Broyles is decent, but I'm looking for a guy like Harrison, looking for a guy like Jaden Davis, guys like that to go ahead. They're killing it. I'm telling you, you'll see Justin Broyles out there. I'm just telling you now, okay, Steven. Talking season almost over, baby. Talking season almost over.
Can't wait.
We'd be remiss if we
didn't
wait.
I can't wait. We'll come back and we do a roundup discussion again.
Go ahead, Ted.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention maybe arguably the most talented guy who, because of the position he plays, it's not going to necessarily resonate that way, but maybe the most talented guy on either side of the ball, or any side of the ball, I should say, Michael Turk, punter. Dude's the best punter in the nation. First team all Big 12, but that's an All-American, future NFL, lifer. He probably better than Michael Dixon ever was, honestly. So y'all already know how big of an impact that guy had.
Better
we had to mute him. We had to mute him.
Child, please.
Enough is enough.
Lord, I tell you, Lord, I don't even know y'all kick his name because I'm a Texas boy.
I knew some cap was about to come out his mouth because he had that look in his eye. I know, Seth. He had that glance. He was like,
he was planning that all night, Steven. He had that like tucked in the tuck, right? He was like, I'm gonna put this Michael Dixon reference in there and it's gonna kill him.
Y'all laughing now, but when he coughing corns, y'all,
I'm not laughing.
He's gonna cough in the corner, y'all. And we're gonna be a safety, and it's gonna be, we're gonna look back at that punt that he just had. And I mean,
that's the thing. Somebody does something one time, and you want to compare them to the GOATs. That's ridiculous.
I haven't watched Turk.
I'm just trying to figure out how a team that went 5-7 last year lost 6 games in a row. Not even gonna mention anything about Kansas. That is what it is. But a team that went 5-7, lost 6 games in a row. You guys did all these great things, and now you're supposed to just automatically jump back into the fold and like, oh, yeah, we're going to be better. We're going to do this. We're going to be able to do all this.
I said 8-4. I said 8-4, and I think coming from 5-7 last year, out of those 7 losses, we were up in the second half in 4 of those. I think we can pull 3 of those 4 games. That's just my opinion with a better offense. We had, besides Xavier Worthy last year, after Jay Witt got hurt, everybody knew where the ball was going. It was going to Bijan or Xavier. We had nobody to stretch the field besides Xavier Worthy. We had Kai Money out there taking snaps. Come on now. Washington. Come on now. Is he still come on now? You really don't believe that?
You know what I'm going to
do? You don't believe that. And I like Washington. He was a good overall, like a really good receiver. questionable hands, though, man. He dropped a lot of balls last year. And so he wasn't a threat opposite of Xavier Worthy with that kind of talent. Jordan Whittington was, and we saw what that offense was looking like when it was clicking, when he was healthy. I think we get Whittington to stay healthy this year. If not, we got a guy like Milton in there as well. If that doesn't work, we got a guy like Ajay Hall, who I'm telling you, man, I'm confident, and I'm really more confident because of the presence of JT Sanders. I'm telling you, the kid's going to stretch he's going to stretch the defense. It's going to open up the lanes for Bijan to run more freely. It's going to open up the lanes for Rojo. It's going to open up the middle for Worthy and Whittington as well. I think we're going to be fine, man.
Ajay Hall is back. I was suspended still.
He's indefinitely suspended.
Oh.
Chris, are you listening to us? I said it was a good thing for Sarkisian to indefinitely suspend him. So in case something happens like an injury to Nayer, I can bring him back when I want to bring him back and not stick to a timeline that, hey, he's suspended for the first 2 games or something. No. So guess what? We're hurt. We're limited right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Ajay Hall is back next week.
I'm going to do a Twitter poll after this on the top 4 or 5 most outrageous things Seth said tonight.
That's big.
Because I don't know what's worse, the 11-1 prediction or, playoffs, or Texas has no chance of winning 8 games. No. As if that's some sort of crazy. And you know what's funny? We're talking about moving the goalposts. When we're realistic and we say somewhere between 7, 8, 9 wins, y'all say, oh, what? You don't believe in your team? Oh, what? Y'all not confident? Y'all not blue blood, blah, blah, blah. And then let somebody say 10 wins. Let somebody say that. All of a sudden, now it's, typical Texas, overconfident, blah, blah, blah.
So it's a process. I have all faith in my coach. I've seen him turn a 0-12 team to win 9 games.
With Charlie Strong.
I said my coach, Charlie Strong, and my coach. Charlie Strong and my coach.
We've been through this.
Charlie Strong beat y'all. Charlie Strong beat y'all with Gerard Hurd at the quarterback. Come on now, stop it.
Hey, Gerard Hurd.
Stop it.
Hurd is supposed to be all world out of
stop it.
Gerard Hurd was started Texas this year.
Huh? He would start in Texas this year.
Boy, I tell you.
He would start in Texas this year.
Man, Eric Gray would be our 6th-string running back.
They've been deflecting it for the longest, man. We still don't know who the hell going to be that quarterback. They just say,
We don't. You know what? Hey, Chris, just for your sake, so that you can eat your words, you said if Texas starts Hudson Card, they're going to win 9 games this year, right?
I said they got a shot if they start Hudson Card and keep him in there and not flip-flop with yours. They got a shot.
Well, okay, we'll see. Rumors are already floating. Rumors are floating. The Card might be the guy. We'll see.
It's not a rumor.
So if Hudson Card's the guy, you're gonna stick by and say Texas win 9 games.
I'm not to say they win 9 games. I say they got a shot because he gives y'all something better. He gives y'all more continuity back there, and he's gonna help that offensive line groom themselves along during the year. He's more mobile than oh boy. I know you like to say he got happy feet, but I think Card is probably your best option right now. And that's not even me just taking a slight at Quinn Ewers. Look, I call him Mullet Boy. I take digs on him. I know the kid has all the talent in the world, but I'm just saying from what you guys probably need this year, I think Hus gives you a better chance. That's just being real about it. That's just my opinion. Unpopular opinion, but the same.
So you say we got a shot at 9 wins, and you said with your team currently constructed, you guys are going to win how many games?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I say no worse
Seth.
than
I heard Seth.
10-2. No worse than 10-2.
Hold on. So is it a shot or is it you're gonna win 10-2?
No, he said no worse. So that means floor, right?
Okay, you got okay. So you guys got a shot at 10. You guys got a you got a floor 10. Okay, all right. But you know what though? Honestly, I'm gonna say it like this. You guys are a talented team. You guys know I'm a realist. I don't sugarcoat shit, right? OU's a talented team. You guys stack talent. I always tell you guys hire right. I think BV is going to be a good hire. Is it going to pay dividends in the first year? I'm not sure about the first year. I think down the line, if he matures into a head coach, meaning, some of his he just has to know how to be a head coach. Look, it takes time. It takes time, man. I'm not knocking him. It just takes time. A guy who's first year head coach and he's coming into Oklahoma, which is a blue blood program. I don't care how many defensive team. I don't care how many years he's a defensive coordinator. That shit don't matter. You're the guy now, right? But I don't think OU makes bad hires for the most part. I think you guys are gonna be fine. I think this year you guys take a setback. I do. I think you guys. This is me talking 9-3 for you guys. But that's just me talking. I think you guys will go 9-3 this year. I think you're gonna have some close losses because everybody has to get in the same page. It's gonna take some time for everybody to, like just to meld together, right? And new system, new quarterback. Players got to learn a new system. It just is what it is. But you guys were set up better for this than I think Texas was set up last year when Sark took over. It just is what it is. You guys got more talent across the border, along the offensive line, which we struggled at. It just is what it is, folks. You guys know that. You guys have more talent. We had 18 scholarship commitments over the 5-year period prior to Sark coming in, the lowest in the Big 12, tied with Kansas, which is why we're having dogfights with Kansas over the past 4 years because we don't have the trench work. You guys were second in the Big 12, 21 offensive linemen over that time frame. Baylor was number 1 with 26. Okay, there's a reason why those teams continue to do well, and Baylor only won 2 games prior to last season, but they were able to turn it around because their trench work was good, right? You build from the trenches, you're going to have a good team. So I got you guys going 9-3 this year. There's going to be some hiccups. I think BV is going to have to learn some things as a head coach. I think next year you guys are going to be running, basically cooking with hot grease next year. And I think we're going to be 8-4 this year. And I think next year, Texas and OU are going to do what they're supposed to do to basically run this conference again prior to going to the SEC. That's just my opinion. I gave you guys some love. I gave my team some love. We're gonna see what happens.
I want to add to something Nino said. So if Nino's going 9-3 for OU, even at 9 wins, let's consider historical precedent in the sport of college football for first-year head coaches that were not previously at the school. So I'm not talking about an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator who was then promoted into being the head coach, i.e. Lincoln Riley or Ryan Day, right? I'm talking about came from another program going into this program. Please name anybody who's won 10 games or had success in their first year. Name one coach.
Lincoln Riley?
No. He said that came from outside the program, wasn't promoted.
Y'all don't listen.
Oh no, well, sorry, my dog is like annoying me.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
What's that dude's name? Gene Chizik. Didn't he do that?
Year 1, Gene Chizik won 10 games.
Was that his first year at Auburn?
No, that wasn't his first year.
No.
Let me check them receipts. Let me check them receipts.
Gene Chizik won. No.
He might have
name one coach. Think about this. At this level, the records y'all are picking for Brent Venables in year 1, because I agree with what Nino said. I think Brent Venables is the right guy for OU, and I think he will be successful at OU. I just know what we see with first-year head coaches.
The cupboard ain't there, though. The cupboard is full. It's overflowing. There's talent and playmakers everywhere.
Urban Meyer where? At Ohio State? Okay, I'll give you Urban Meyer. That's one coach. So so if you're saying that, then you're saying he's, because let's go with Urban Meyer, who came to Ohio State. They went 13-0 that first year, right?
No. So Chizik won his second year. His second year, Chizik. He went 8-5 his first year.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. He went 8-5 his first year. So cool. Again, if you're bringing up Lincoln Riley, people, please listen. I just qualified that and said, if you were a coordinator, that is not part of this discussion. Let's consider context. Okay. Oh, Urban Meyer was 9-3, but Urban Meyer did hit early at Ohio State that very first year, the suspension year. Luke Fickell 6-6, and Terrell Pryor and them got in trouble under Jim Tressel. Okay. How many games did Kirby Smart win his first year, Sean? My question to you, that you guys are naming national championship head coaches, people that are unbelievable.
Ask
right?
me about Brent Venables. I'll tell you what I think he's going to do in his future.
So you're saying he's one of the top 3 coaches in the sport right off the bat.
Not off the bat, but after this season, they'll start putting.
It is off the bat. If you're saying 11-1 and going to the playoffs,
Hey, after this season,
Steven.
it is off the bat, Seth.
We're going to start giving him
Steven.
that. He's the second
Kirby Smart.
Wilkinson.
Hey guys, Kirby Smart went 8-5 his first year as well.
Kirby Smart went 8-5. Okay.
He went 8-5 his first year as well.
Brent Venables is the second coming of Bud
Come on,
Wilkinson.
Come
I'll
on.
tell you that right now.
I don't put too much stock. Come on, Kirby, man. It's Kirby. Come on, man.
Kirby won a champion. Lord have mercy.
Hold on. Kirby Smart, but hold on. Kirby Smart went 8-5 in year 1, though. I haven't looked it up. Y'all are telling me in the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it right here. He went 8-5. He went 8-5 in year 1, 13-2 the second year.
So if Brent Venables goes 8-5 in year 1, y'all are considering that a massive failure based upon your expectations.
But Kirby Smart is in the SEC. Brent Venables is going against Big 12 talent. He's going to win.
I'm just asking a record right now.
He's going against Big 12 talent with Big 12 talent, though. He doesn't have SEC talent. He doesn't have Clemson talent that he had. Let's keep it real.
He has more talent than anybody in the Big 12.
So far, we've been able to produce one name. And by the way, Urban Meyer, if we're being real, was already a national championship, winning head coach before he got to Ohio State, and was already one of the most successful people in the sport. So we could even get more granular with this and say first time coaching period as a head coach. Who has won 10 games? I'm waiting.
But who has learned from a better tree of coaches than Brent Venables?
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart.
Bill Snyder.
Steve Sarkisian.
And Dabo Sweeney. All 3 of those dudes, Brent Venables learned everything he could from them. There isn't a better 3 head coaches that a coordinator could have with the resume that Brent Venables. So we're seeing something that's unprecedented already in Brent Venables. And, it's taken him 25, 30 years just to finally get a head coaching job.
No, he could have got him.
Y'all are still saying Urban Meyer in the chat. Urban Meyer, 2003 Utah. He went 10-2. Was Utah in the Pac-12 yet? I don't think
they're
Mountain West.
Yeah,
they're Mountain West.
Yeah.
And also,
y'all are struggling with this.
And then, hey, Steven, everybody keeps saying 8-5 in the SEC is 11-1 in the Big 12.
And
look, that's SEC.
Urban Meyer wasn't even.
I'm talking about across college football in the history of college football.
Wasn't Urban Meyer at Bowling Green before he was at Utah?
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't even a first-time head coach at Utah.
So what you guys are predicting? You're predicting that we are going to see history this year.
There's only one.
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Put it on the record, Steven. You want all the mistakes, put it on the record, Steven. You just keep going.
Hey, I told you guys. I think you guys gonna go 9-3 this year. I think you guys go 9-3.
Which, by the way, if they go 9-3, that would actually be historic for the context under which Brent Venables is under right now.
Yeah. I think, but just my opinion, I think things are setting up right. I don't think things could have married up better for Oklahoma this year with getting Levy and Levy being able to get Gabriel. I thought that was a match made in heaven. It worked out perfect for you guys.
And you look at the schedule.
It worked out perfect. Yeah, and people like to say the Big 12. Yes, Big 12 is not as tough as SEC.
Well,
it's not even just the Big 10. It just is what it is.
But it's not even just who the teams are in the Big 12. But you look at if you take a look at the media preseason poll, the top 5 or 6 teams that are voted in the poll all have to come to Norman except for Texas, which is obviously a neutral site. Yeah. So it's like they're getting the supposedly best teams in the conference at home. And OU's not going to lose at home under Brent Venables, period.
This is probably, hold on, the Dennis Erickson example is probably the best one because they went 11.
Think about Derek. I ain't think about Dennis Erickson.
But that was 1989.
Yeah, that's older than I could go back.
I didn't even think about Dennis Erickson.
Most of the people chatting in here right now weren't born when
Jimbo.
He did that.
What is? Hold on.
That was in the AP poll days, and there was a lot of coke going on.
A lot of coke.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if BV's a cocaine cowboy or anything like that. I'm not sure. Terry Bowden.
Hey,
I mean, these are
Steven.
some crazy. We're going way back with some of these names.
Let's say, Steven, somebody said in the chat Jimbo Fisher, but Jimbo Fisher went 10-4, which means he went 8-4 in the regular season, right? Which is kind of what Steven is saying. An 8-4 team, they go play in the
ACC.
the championship game. They win that, go 9-4, and then win a bowl game. So 8-4 regular season. Again,
pretty sure OU
beat 4 losses though.
OU beat Jimbo in his first season.
History will be made this year. Let's end this thing on a
cool.
Because obviously getting nowhere with that. So let's show these people that, hey, we don't all hate each other. We may take personal digs at each other, Nick, but
what's nothing personal about that?
Digs at each other, but Nick, don't worry, your Tupac hit 'em up moment is coming soon. But with that,
Chris, there was no personal dig on that. I am bigging up another brother getting his degree. That was it, buddy. That was it. You got to. I'm bigging you up, man. We need more like you. We need more like you. Okay. You got to get the education
too.
Huh?
I said, Nino, you pointed out Seth's degrees too.
Yeah, Seth, 2 degrees from OU. I am
working on the second one.
We need more. We need more like us.
My JUCO, I went to OU
because you're under. Come on, everybody knows the undergrad.
I got a lot of colleges that I went to.
Everybody knows the under. Hey, come on, Chris.
I watched
Chris.
Like he left out the best parts.
Chris, everybody understands the undergrad is the degree. Nobody undergrad's that's where your memories are. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You know.
Anyway,
come on, Chris.
Anyway, let's show the people that we can come together and we actually could agree on something. And that is Indy Blue Hell was Mike Gundy thinking by saying OU. He also mentioned Texas in this too. Took money and ran out of the Big 12. Indy Blue Hell, do you think that you are with that ugly ass bull talking all of that noise? That makes no sense anywhere in America. All the noise that you're flapping. You had a lucky season last year, and everybody knows that you're notoriously an 8-4 coach. You are the Jimbo Fisher of the Big 12. You make no sense when you speak, and when you do speak, you sound pretty ignorant when you say things like that. I'm sorry, Mike Gundy, but I have to do you like that. You know, I want to pat you on your back because it was a job well done last year. I got so tired of seeing all these sorority girls talk about 90 wins doesn't matter in 2021. Well, neither does 19 wins matter. It's not a rivalry between you, and that is basically just a game that we schedule because it is a de facto game of the Big 12. We wouldn't schedule it if we didn't have to. It doesn't mean anything to us. But the fact you want to take a dig, I don't even like Texas, but the fact Texas ain't got nothing to do with it. We right up I-35. Just come see us.
Chris, get your head coach, man. Get on your head coach, man. Tell Mike Gundy, get your head coach. I'm telling you, man. Hey, I like that, Chris. Gundy. I like that. I like that.
That's fine.
Y'all see his one-handed push-up today?
Huh?
You see Mike Gundy's one-handed push-ups he was doing?
No.
It was like
what's the mullet touching the ground? He was doing was it That boy had the soul glow. Did he have the soul glow in it? Was it glowing?
I saw the vibes and I gotta change the channel.
I don't know how like he can even go in kids' houses and sit in their couch with that mullet and soul glow. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. If he came into my house trying to recruit my kid, I'd be like, bruh, gone, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man, get your Jerry curl out of here, dog.
Man, Gundy been going through it, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gundy looking like Duck Dynasty.
Why are you taking shots? Yeah, I was like, I just didn't get it. I was like, Gundy, why are you taking shots, bro? You need more bullet material. They about to come and blast y'all. It's about to blast y'all this year.
Hey, Steven, I got one thing to add, man, prior to us leaving, man. Let's talk about the Texas offensive line for a quick second. All right. I know Chris brought it up earlier. With the freshmen starting, right? So this is my take on this, Steven. And I'm gonna say this, it's gonna probably be the last thing I say. It's not a bad thing to have these freshmen come in and start off the bat. I think even with the freshmen starting, we're gonna beat ULM. Alabama's gonna be a good learning lesson. Hey, it is what it is. Whether we do it right or not, it's a good learning lesson. I think with those freshmen, still, we can beat UTSA. I think we can get Texas Tech. I think we can get West Virginia. I think these are going to be, by the time we get to Game 6 against Oklahoma, let these boys play now. Let them get their season in right now. Let them get that season in, right? Let them get it in. So by the time they play Oklahoma in the back end of the schedule, these guys will be ready, because we're going to have a tough test. Like folks say, like for the Texas Circles, we got a tough test in week 2 against Bama, the toughest test. And then week 12, you got Baylor, right? So that is a good measuring stick on just how good and how cohesive this unit can be throughout the entire season. I look at the school up the street, A&M. They started 2 freshmen last year. They went 8-4, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's an opportunity, in a harder conference, right? It's just what it is.
Better coach.
Huh?
They got a better coach too.
Child, please.
Jimbo's above Sark. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what though? Jimbo has a
championship.
He's a championship. I'll give him that. That.
I'm
However,
not gonna argue with that.
Yeah. However, start him
but that's
now.
not to say that we don't have the right coach for us to grow and build with, and the staff that we've put together. I'm not one of there's again, how many coaches in college football have a national championship that are active coaches right now? There's not that many of them.
Yep.
Right?
4.
So
4.
It's 4.
Yeah,
right?
Jimbo, Saban, Kirby,
Mac,
5, and Dabo.
And Dabo.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 that are actively coaching right now, right? That are head coaches.
Yeah,
so
you got to put them in.
So, but hey, Brett Venables going to do it year 1. So,
look, I say incredible. Start them guys week 1, man.
Sensational.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Start in week 1. Let them take their lumps. I think in the easier part of the schedule, which is the first part of that schedule, so that they'll be ready down the line for that back half of the schedule. And that's my point, man. That's all I got, man.
Nino, thank you, man. Where can the people find you, brother?
Man, Nino's Corner, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything. Just go to Nino's Corner, man. Go hit the YouTube videos, man, and get all the content and have fun with it, man.
Chris, Seth, final words.
Hey, you guys can at the Horns Down Pod. That is our Twitter. You can find us there. You can find Seth at Seth Oliveris. Seth has all the best content about Texas and you. You can find me at Chris with a K. Look, the first 5 people that follow our at Horns Down Pod Twitter tonight will be up for a raffle for this shirt. Mullet Boy t-shirt. Pipe tape on the back, as you can see right there. First 5 people we're going to raffle this away. And we're going to give this away to some lucky fan out there. So, yeah, you can find me at Chris with a K on anywhere that you can find your podcast. Check out our YouTube page and the Horns Down podcast as well. Hit us up. We're ready, willing. We want to jump on. We want to talk football. We want to actually football, real football. Talk is also with people. It is what it is. Horns down. Boom soon. We out of this thing.
Nino, what were you going to add?
Boy, for a team that's so irrelevant, y'all making shirts about the team. Your podcast named after our school. Self-whole timeline is Texas. Boy, I tell you, man. Y'all something else. Man.
We just doing the Lord's work. We gotta keep it grounded,
Oh,
hey,
man.
brother.
Y'all something else.
You know what's fat? Is that the first piece of content you guys have produced? Like in terms of like I'm sorry, not content, merch. That was disrespectful. I didn't. I mean merch.
Came with the gauntlet on y'all boys, man. Come on, man.
No, I meant merch. Is that the first piece of merch y'all produced?
Look,
And it's about us?
I know, right? Hey,
and don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Chris, I can get you a better graphic designer. They look like patchwork. I got you, dog. You just call me. I got you, all right?
He said they're making merch for us. Yo, Chris, you better be careful. Quinn will sue your ass. All right? Y'all using his name, image, likeness. You better be careful.
Man, I'm about to.
What name did we use?
Okay.
Oh,
Has
man.
he trademarked Boy?
Hey, man.
Have you?
You flirting with it.
Yes, the likeness part of that NIL.
I'm gonna have to trademark Mother Boy. So every shirt sale that Chris get, I get a profit off of it. Yeah, okay, okay, lawyer. Okay, lawyer. Let me write my note down on that. Mullet Boy trade.
Bro said.
How you got it written down, Chris? Is it pound? Is it pound mullet boy? Or is it just mullet boy or mullet boy one word? How is it made?
It's not one word.
Man.
That's all I can say.
Okay. Hey, don't worry.
Thank you, guys.
I'll go back and rewind this and watch the video.
Thank you, guys. We will have the poll up soon. I need to just breathe for a second. This was a whole lot of fun. Seth, Chris, Nino, I really appreciate you guys. Also, thank you to the sponsor, BUSR, busr.com/fanatic. Hit that promo code sports100FP, matching all deposits, initial deposits within the first 24 hours, 100% match. You put down 150, you put down 300. We're matching that. So you can go ahead and bet on OU. You're good. Sounds like the popular bet now is OU over 7.5 wins. You guys are up at 10 and 11. So you're basically saying Vegas has no idea what they're doing, which is interesting behavior. But hey, shout out to BUSR giving us the opportunity to go ahead and take care of the, your betting needs. No better partner than BUSR out there. Guys, appreciate y'all for Nino and us. We out. Horns always up.
Boomer.